that they really wanted to get a few
Yeah,
players back in the first marquee list. They went in for quite a few of the players
yeah.
there,
I think this is going to be
particularly
interesting.
Shreyas as well as Pant.
Yeah,
They tried to right to match Pant as well, but
yeah.
27 was a bit too
I
much
think
for Delhi. So KL Rahul finding a new home, yes. Not his original home though. He
yeah.
is going to
To Delhi
Delhi.
Capital. And this, I think, this is interesting because I'm now thinking about the IPL Delhi pitches. Batters prefer batting on that surface, and KL Rahul, with all the noise that we have had around his strike rate, I think he's going to prove something, and I believe this is going to be his season. He's a great batter. We all know. It's just that he has not come out of his shell in the T20I format, if, I believe, and I think that this IPL, on that surface of the Delhi Stadium, I believe that that Arun Jaitley Stadium, he will come good and he will score a lot of runs. But the shocker for me is still RCB. I mean, yes, they have got Liam Livingstone, but no KL Rahul. I expected them to go hard for a Chahal or a Shami, but still, I think they have. I hope they have a plan, but this is actually very interesting. Rishabh Pant going to LSG for 27 crore,
Wow.
the highest bid, the most expensive player in the history of Indian Premier League, Rishabh Pant. And what a journey this guy has had in the last 2 years. Starting from that unfortunate accident to coming back to international cricket, winning a T20 World Cup, playing a Border Gavaskar trophy, now being sold and being the most expensive player in the history of IPL. It's quite an interesting journey, and he deserves all that for what he has been through in the last 2 years, the recovery, the spirit that he has shown. But what an interesting auction this has been so far. Obviously, there's a lot that is yet to unroll in front of us, but big names, big bucks, something we were expecting. And I think that's the reason BCCI had this marquee list right in front, right at the start, with big names coming with the Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, Shami, Chahal, all the big names coming right in the front. And you can see KL Rahul 14 crore to the Delhi Capitals. Rishabh Pant, these are the big buys. Rishabh Pant 27 crore. LSG Shreyas Iyer going to Punjab Kings 26.75 crore. Arshdeep Singh 18.18 crore retained. RTM used by Punjab Kings. Yuzvendra Chahal again Punjab Kings 18 crore, and Joss Butler, the danger Butler, 15.75 crore going to Gujarat Titans. Shubman Gill, Joss Butler, and Sai Sudarshan. I think GT is also building a good team. They are a smart camp. GT, I believe, they have had a very short journey so far in IPL, only 3 years, but they already have one trophy, one runner-up position, and they know what they are doing. So I back them. They are smart enough to build a good and a strong team, because this is a mega auction. You are building towards a new cycle. You are building a team from scratch, and they are Kagiso Rabada also gone to GT. Mohammad Siraj also, if I'm not wrong, gone to GT. So it's a gun team. I believe this is mega auctions is a battle half won. You build a good team, you build a good base, and then the fight starts on the field. But this is the first step that you need to pull off. And great. We already have tweets coming in from former cricketers. Harbhajan Singh, 18 crore for my champion brother Yuzvendra Chahal. Welcome to Punjab. देख कंगारू भी तेरी कॉपी करने लगते हैं. This is Harbhajan Singh. I mean, welcoming Yuzvendra Chahal to Punjab, to his hometown. Um, and I'm pretty sure the players will also react in a while. They'll also put out tweets, they'll also put out their reactions. We often see players putting out videos when they are bought by a team. And but it's quite an interesting auction so far.
Right. So what's happened so far? If we just have to recap, Joss Butler going to Gujarat Titans. We had Shreyas Iyer, a big bidding war for Shreyas Iyer, and he's gone to Punjab. Lucknow taking in Rishabh Pant as well, and Kagiso Rabada going to Gujarat. Kagiso Rabada and Mohammad Siraj is who will pair up at the top with the ball there, and a few interesting buys there as well. No Chennai and Bengaluru. Bengaluru coming in and getting in Liam Livingston, a good buy for them, and So too for Yuzvendra Chahal to find a place in Punjab. That squad shaping up pretty well under Ponting's mentorship. And yes, that's how it has panned out at this point. Quite an interesting auction. Both the marquee sets is pretty much wrapped up at this point.
Yep. As I said, quite an interesting auction so far. Big names, big bucks, and we have Taus. I think we have with us. Taus, Mumbai, as we have been discussing, they have not yet opened the account. But so far, Punjab going for the Arshdeep Singh, Yuzvendra Chahal, GT, building a good team. We have been discussing Kagiso Rabada, Mohammad Siraj, and then you already have a Shubman Gill up there with Sai Sudarshan. Your thoughts on GT and Punjab so far?
No, amazing. They were Arshdeep Singh is not surprising, right? They were supposed to go for Arshdeep Singh, and he's been playing for them over the time. But yeah, GT and they have Mohammad Siraj and Kahiso Rabada. Very interesting pair of choice. I mean, Rabada is an experienced player. Siraj has also become experienced over the time, but he's been quite expensive. But then that is what the leader of the team has to, go for, make it into a lethal pair.
Who's coming?
That is the target. That should be the target. How Kahiso Rabada and Siraj are going to play that role, because we can trust Rabada, somebody who's been there, who's done that over the years in T20 cricket, whether it's for South Africa, whether it's for any other IPL team. But Siraj, yeah, it's a tough buy, but then that's okay. He's returned to form in Australia. That's a good news for Gujarat Titans. They might be very happy, but then it's IPL, right? IPL happens in India, and the wickets are not that helpful like a Perth. And off late, you have seen Siraj has not been in great form. So I hope he returns to form. But a good choice, yeah, good choices. Whether it's Mitchell Stark, whether it's Yuzvendra Chahal, whether it's Liam Livingstone going to RCB. Again, RCB is an interesting choice. Liam Livingstone going to RCB on a shorter ground. He's a big hitter, a strong hitter, somebody who chips in with his right arm off spins. Right arm off spins, he won't be, I don't know if he's going to be as effective as he was maybe for his England side. But the Chinnaswamy Stadium ground is a bit smaller with the wicket. The ball doesn't turn much on that wicket, but then he's going to compensate. So Glenn Maxwell, maybe he could play the role of Glenn Maxwell if RCB doesn't go to doesn't go for Glenn Maxwell, or doesn't uses that RTM card. Again, Shreyas Iyer, I'm looking at Shreyas Iyer right now. Shreyas Iyer is a very, very good choice for Punjab. Again, they wanted a leader. I mean, over the years, Kanav, we have been talking about how important Punjab needed a face over the time. They have not had that. They had to go with Sam Curran. They have to go with other guys. I mean, their biggest brand was Yuvraj Singh. Then, I mean, the result did not come out. So I think Shreyas has the leadership. He has done it before for KKR. He has led Delhi Capitals. He's a good, massive, amazing T20 batter,
Yeah.
and a good leader. I mean, he's played a lot of cricket, right? He's played a lot of cricket, so he brings in a package, kind of a package for Punjab. While talking about KL Rahul, I mean, why they should have gone for Bangalore. I'm surprised. Bangalore should have gone for KL Rahul, but then they have their limits, right? They have their limits. Whether they can go beyond a certain point, and whether they can breach that code, breach that barrier which they had kept for KL Rahul. That might have gone against their own strategy, or maybe the rule, because it's not just one or two players that they have to buy. They have to buy a whole lot of other players, right? They have to fill in the slots. Strategy यही होती है कि आपको अलग-अलग slots के लिए players buy करने पड़ते हैं. Fast bowlers के लिए spinners, then you have top order batters. You have a Virat Kohli. You have retained a couple of players. So these factors count in, right? It's not just about one or two players being bought in for huge amount and then people will talk about them. No, it's about filling the slots. It's about the wants. It's about the things, the experience they need. It's about the balance that they should have when it comes to T20 cricket. All that factor counts in. So kind of, I think all have been smart right now. I am still wondering what happened to Mumbai Indians. I would like to speak to a few fans if they come over here. I mean, you can see all of them are busy. I mean, they are playing their game. It's a Sunday, Kanav. It's a Sunday, so they are loving their cricket. They are keenly following the IPL auction at home. But here it's all action, boy. It's all action. So, but I've had the chat with these youngsters, and they wanted a few players who have already been sold.
Yeah.
So, but I will definitely go for as this guy. He's a Mumbai Indian fan wearing that Mumbai Indians T-shirt. यार
Yeah.
अभी तक किसी को खरीदा नहीं इन्होंने. आप क्या मतलब सरप्राइज हो कि नहीं मुंबई इंडियंस ने?
हाँ
सरप्राइज हो किसी को
हाँ।
लिया नहीं? आप कोई स्ट्रैटेजी बनाए थे कि मुंबई इंडियंस के लिए?
बनाई थी,
क्या बनाया था आपने?
अच्छे अच्छे प्लेयर लेना था मुंबई इंडियंस को. अभी तक मेरे को पता नहीं था, मुंबई इंडियंस ने कुछ लिया नहीं. मेरे को लगा लिया होगा.
अभी तक लिया नहीं है. लिया इसको लगा he thought that Mumbai Indians might have bought the players by now, but yeah, again, I mean, it's the strategy, right? They have the players, they have the marquee players, they have the biggest of the players in their lineup. So I mean, expecting players from 14 crore, 20 crore, 25 crore, it's going to be very very difficult. It becomes difficult in the upcoming hours or maybe next day for Mumbai Indians because they have just 45 crores and it's quite difficult. But they have the cream players. They have nothing to complain right now. They have the best of the players. So I think the fans are still happy.
Yeah, yeah. But Taus, you have been covering Mumbai cricket. You have covered a lot of Mumbai Indian matches. We have been together covering at the Wankhede a lot of Mumbai Indian matches. What do you think the strategy could be for Mumbai Indians? Because they don't have a big purse. They only have 45 crore. The retention list that they have had so far is quite big. The Rohit Sharma, they have a Jasprit Bumrah, they have a Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Tilak Verma, who has scored 3 back-to-back, T20I centuries. So what do you think, could be their strategy for this IPL auction? So far, they have not gone for any player. What is your take on Mumbai's strategy? What could they be eyeing for? Young players, uncapped players? What do you think?
See, Mumbai has always been all about building players, building future. I mean, so that could be because Rohit Sharma is getting older, and the best part was they have retained the superstar Rohit Sharma, and they have an all-rounder in Hardik Pandya. They have Jasprit Bumrah. So they want partners. For example, if you take Rohit Sharma, they want a partner for Rohit Sharma. Will they go for, because Ishan Kishan, right? Ishan Kishan was supposed to be one of them, but I don't think so. They are going to look at their old strategy, which flopped last year, right? They did not click much in the last season, so they might have a new strategy completely. They might have a young, more dynamic, or maybe an Ankrish Raghuvanshi. I mean, you saw what he did for KKR. He's a dynamic player. Maybe Mumbai Indians might be eyeing for that youngster who could open with Rohit Sharma, or maybe some other guy, some other talented opener. Middle order is sorted. You have Surya Kumar Yadav, but then you need another guy, somebody, a wicket keeper. You need a wicket keeper. Rishabh Pant is gone. Ishan Kishan is gone. Josh Butler is gone. The big names have gone. So you might see Mumbai Indians going for a future, maybe uncapped wicket keeper batters, or maybe from players from outside India, maybe international players, maybe from an associate nation. They have amazing talent scouts, I tell you. Otherwise, they wouldn't have won 5 IPL titles, right? I mean, it's not easy to win so many titles, and also the Champions League, 2 Champions League. One against under the leadership of Harbhajan Singh, the other Rohit Sharma. So they have been the most successful franchise in IPL, and the reason for that is that they have built on the future. They have targeted the young players, young blood, and T20 cricket is about youngsters, right? It's definitely experience plays a role, and they have the experience in their lineup. They have the Rohit Sharmas and the Bumrahs and the Pandyas and Yadav. But you need a mix. You need the young legs. You need fresh legs. Somebody, you need daredevil attitude. Maybe Rohit Sharma may be cautious in his own start as a batter, but you need daredevil batters who can go out there, start hitting from ball 1. You saw exactly what happened in the. Again, did I miss out on Tilak Verma? See, again, you have Tilak Verma. So your middle order is sorted out, right? Surya, Tilak Verma and Hardik Pandya. Again, if you look at what happened in South Africa, the way Team India played, they dominated completely. They scored massive run, and it was all young side, right? It was all youngsters out there expressing themselves, hitting those sixes, unbelievable shots. but it may have been in South Africa on batting tracks, but it won't be different in IPL. So Mumbai Indians has a clear strategy. It's playing bold cricket and playing betting on the future, punting on the future, and that is what they might be looking for. Hence, they did not go for the marquee players, because these guys, these cricketers, may be on the wrong side of 30s, maybe on the wrong side of in the late 20s. So maybe that could be the reason. 25, 20 to 25, or maybe at the most 30. That could be one of their strategies right now, I believe.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Mumbai Indians is a team which, they love to invest in youngsters. As you said, that many marquee players are towards the other side of 30s. There were some who were young. There's a Rishabh Pant, there's a Shreyas Iyer. But then again, Mumbai Indians, they are a successful team. They are a very successful team. But I have with me here Harshit Bisht. Harshit, thank you so much for connecting with us. IPL so far, IPL auction so far, rather, mega auction so far. What has shocked you the most, and which team has impressed you the most, rather?
I mean, I'm impressed by Gujarat Titans' business so far. They have signed 3 players. They have got Rabada, they have got Josh Butler, they have got Mohammad Siraj. Rabada is a very good bowler. With Josh Butler, they have got an experienced captain. They have got somebody who will provide experience to Shubman Gill in the captaincy. He's a very they were in search of a wicket-keeper batter. After Matthew Wade and the retirement of Riddhiman Saha, they were in search of a wicket-keeper batter. In somebody like Josh Butler, who's a seasoned campaigner, who has scored mountains of runs in T20 cricket. They have got a very brilliant player at the top who will open, who will do the wicket-keeping duties. Then you have got Shami as a replacement of Shami, because they did not bid for Shami. They've got Siraj. Siraj is a very quality player. I was surprised by that RCB did not retain him, because even despite having an RTM card. But that's a good addition to GT setup. And then obviously there is Rabada. So I'm very happy with how the Gujarat Titans have performed so far. And I'm quite surprised by RCB's business, because there were so many players that we are talking about that RCB will bid for. There was KL Rahul. I was expecting them to bid for Rishabh Pant. I was expecting them to bid for Kagiso Rabada. Even AB de Villiers asked them to, go behind Rabada, go get Rabada, get Chahal back. Everybody in the world was talking about get Chahal back, get Chahal back, get KL Rahul back. They did not sign them, even though Chahal got 18 crore, but RCB had the purse of 83 crore. What are they waiting for? I mean, who do you want to sign then if you're not getting Chahal, if you're not getting KL Rahul? KL Rahul has expressed his desire to, I want to play for RCB. Yeah. He's a local lad. He has scored more than 4,500 runs in 132 IPL matches. He has a batting average of 45. I mean, last season also, even though he was criticized a lot, he scored more than 500 runs. You need a batter, you need a captain, you need an Indian player. Who are you waiting for?
A wicket-keeper.
And what have you got? You have got a Livingston for 8.75 crores. I mean, you are supposed to, if you want to make a very strong side, then IPL auction is there. If you want to make a very strong side, you had a very good Indian options. You had a Shreyas Iyer available there. You had a Rishabh Pant there. You had a KL Rahul. You did not sign. I mean, I am not surprised by other teams, because teams like Chennai, teams like Mumbai, they had a very limited purse. Yeah. Teams like Rajasthan, very limited purse. So they have kept their cards close, and because they have retained their core, they are okay with that. But somebody like RCB with the purse of 83 crores, second most expensive purse, the costliest team, and what are you waiting for, man? Livingston, you can get 10 players like Livingston in this IPL auction in the coming sets, absolutely. Right? You should have invested in some good Indian player. I mean, see, if you see Punjab Kings, they were very clear in the IPL auction that we want an Indian captain. They bid for Shreyas Iyer because, Shreyas Iyer has worked with Ricky Ponting in the past, and he is a two-time IPL final captain. He has won the last IPL, and they broke the banks. They splashed rupees 26.75 crore for Shreyas Iyer.
Absolutely.
They wanted to sign Chahal. They went all out for him. They signed him for 18 crore. They have signed Arshdeep for 18 crore. So that is how you have to get into the IPL auction. And I'm not sure that how many quality players are available in the coming sets now. I mean, you have some certain players, but I'm surprised. I'm very surprised by RCB.
But RCB not using an RTM for Mohammad Siraj.
I mean, they were even asked to that. Do you want to use RTM? And what Siraj was sold for, what was 12 point something?
Yeah.
I mean, you should have signed him. You should have get him back actually. I mean, which other players are you going to sign now? I mean, you don't have any quality Indian players left. You will have only Glenn Maxwell. You have a Will Jacks. I mean, these kind of players. And since you have signed Livingston, I mean, I'm not sure that they will go after Will Jacks now.
Yep.
I mean, similar kind of players. What is the point of getting two overseas players who are exactly the same kind of players?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I will pose this question to Taus as well. Taus, talking about RCB, Harshit here very well explained what he think RCB, RCB went wrong. Your thoughts on RCB? They didn't use RTM for Mohammad Siraj. Fans were hoping that they would get a Yuzvendra Chahal back, rectify their mistake. Then they were hoping that they might and they will for sure. It's a given that they will go for a KL Rahul. He wants to play for his team. He's a Karnataka boy. He plays for Karnataka in domestic cricket. Your thoughts on what RCB has done so far in this mega auction?
Yeah, even I was thinking that KL Rahul would go to RCB. But yeah, I mean that is what how the function, what is going in the mind of the auctioneers, the teams. It's something into their mind. It's very difficult to read their minds because you get a lot of surprises. I mean, what you predict from here, what you predict from your TV sets, from your studios, what we predict from the grounds, it doesn't happen like that, right? That is what the IPL, the beauty of IPL auction is. That is how they conduct. So yeah, they have their own strategy. They have Virat Kohli, maybe RCB. They have got a Livingstone. Maybe they did not. They weren't desperate for KL Rahul. So and or maybe Yuzvendra Chahal or maybe Mohammad Siraj. So they have a different idea. Maybe they want again. I would be keen to know like how they go for the next set of players, because I mean if not going for Siraj, if not going for your old KL Rahul, if not going for that emotional factor where KL Rahul might have brought in more crowd, considering he's a Bangalore boy and has a great fan following, even though he may not have been informed. But again, it's RCB, the team that has been there for a long time. I mean, it's been one of the strongest side over the years, but haven't won a single title. Comes as a surprise, right? They have had the best of the players. They have had Kumble's, they have had Dravids, they have had Daniel Vittoris, they have had some of the best players. Then they had Virat Kohli, right? The biggest superstar in IPL in world cricket, but they haven't won a title. So what is the strategy? They might be looking for again a new strategy, a fresh set of players. They may not want the oldies. Maybe they may not want Siraj, who's also like not been as effective for RCB as they might have wanted, or Yuzvendra Chahal could have been effective, but then he's a leg spinner. They may not want a leg spinner, or maybe it's Chinnaswamy Stadium. Leg spinners may not work in Chinnaswamy Stadium because it's smaller in size, and then KL Rahul again could have been a good choice, but then maybe they are looking at they were not desperate for KL Rahul. So all in all, we'll come to know slowly and gradually what is exactly they want, whether it's Mumbai Indians, whether it's RCB. Smart moves by LSG. They have gone for RCB, Rishabh Pant, or maybe Punjab, Shreyas Iyer. I mean, these teams are desperate teams. They want marquee players. They want faces. RCB has faces. RCB has Virat Kohli as a face. Mumbai Indians have multiple faces. Chennai have their face. They have an uncapped face, the biggest of them all, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. But again, yeah, I agree with the fact that they are not moving. They are not. They have still kept all the cards close to their chest, and maybe revealing soon. Maybe in this part, or maybe the later part of the auction.
Thank you so much, Thos. We are back here. I know you saw me earlier today, but I'm joined by someone a little new.
Yeah, hi guys. So,
This is Amaya.
hi.
And you saw me earlier in the day, Rupa. We were just jumping right back in after that very explosive couple of marquee
Absolutely,
sessions.
absolutely.
What was your most interesting pick out of the lot?
I think Pant by all means. I mean, by default because of the price at which he has gone. Another interesting thing was, of course, Rahul. I mean, Rahul has kind of it was a blow hot, blow cold kind of a situation, but well, he's I think gone to DC for 14. So yeah, I mean it's been an up and down kind of a thing, but interesting stuff. What is your take, Rupa? I mean, who do you think was the pick? I mean, who do you think was the most interesting one of the lot?
I think so. Just one small correction there. Rishabh didn't go to DC. He went to Lucknow.
Rahul went to DC.
Rahul
Went to DC.
Rahul
Rahul went to DC.
went to
Yeah,
DC.
yeah, yeah.
So I think I was a little confused about how what Bengaluru's strategy really was.
Yeah.
It was nice to see them not really going that gung ho or that at it, which is what they normally do when it comes to auctions. It was a break away from what they normally do. The talk that a lot of so I was on R Ashwin's mock auction last week, where I was part of the Gujarat Titans outfit, and we were all talking about how Bengaluru will invest more time and energy into solidifying their bowling lineup, which has always let them down in
Correct.
the past. And you know who our first buy was as Gujarat owner, which is Joss Butler.
Okay.
And we
so
bought-
you've got it right.
Yeah, and
You've got it bang on.
we bought Joss Butler for 16 crores, and he went in this auction for 15.75.
Yeah,
But I was a little surprised why Shami wasn't retained or right to matched by Gujarat. Your thoughts on that? What did you think of that?
I think Shami's gone to SRH. Yeah, I think SRH is kind of, they've retained most of the batsmen, so I
Yeah.
think they want to go very aggressively on their bowling options, and that's where they have gone in. But you're right. I mean, GT should have ideally gone in
Yeah.
for a Shami, but I mean, clearly they have a different strategy altogether. The interesting bit is 4 teams haven't spent anything for now. MI, CSK, KKR and RR. Those are the 4 teams which haven't spent at all. So that's going to be very interesting now to see in the second half how it goes, because those are the teams who are going to kind of go all out on the rest of the players. So let's see how that pans out. Livingston is an interesting choice.
And one of the good buys.
RCB has got it at a. I mean, it's a steal.
Yeah.
8.75 crore is a complete steal. Livingston can be a big impact player in the middle order, so he'll make a big difference to the RCB squad. There was a lot of buzz about Rahul and RCB, which clearly hasn't gone.
Played out. Yeah, I was very very surprised because the sort of word, you there is a lot of you hear this chatter here and there,
Yeah.
and the one chatter that I definitely heard was Kolkata would not take back Shreyas, and that played out exactly like how it
Correct.
would. I was a little surprised that he went to Punjab and not Delhi, though Delhi gave a good fight there. But I guess they also were possibly thinking of who'll come up first and who'll come up next. I think all of that happens a bit. Those calculations happen. But I am I'm also very surprised of Mumbai, particularly not spending as much at all. Being careful.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got a little. They've got a
I
purse.
think the only player they went for was Mitchell Stark.
They went for Mitchell Stark.
They-
Again, a good choice there, and you would think that Mitchell Stark and Jasprit Bumrah would be absolutely
Correct.
brilliant on
Yeah.
that pitch there. But yes, that's the only player that they went for. They didn't do much. Nor at Chennai, though they showed some interest in Liam Livingston. They showed some interest in
Correct.
KL Rahul
Yeah.
as well as
Yeah.
Mohammad Shami.
Yeah.
But you know how conservative Chennai is, so at least they stuck to their diktat. But your thoughts on someone like David Miller, again, no RTM. Gujarat not RTMing.
GT has been, you're right, GT has been very, very, I mean, they've been very careful with using the RTM. I mean, both in case of Shami and Miller.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what is the strategy that plays out in the second half for GT specifically.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're going to go in for some spinners.
I was just so a friend of
so-
mine who's an analyst. She's awesome. She's an Indian cricketer as well. She's played cricket and she's now an analyst. And she's just texted me because she's watching us. She was saying they might use the RTM on Sai Kishore. What do you think?
Interesting choice. Yeah, I mean, that would be a really good one to go for. I mean, he's proven that he can do well for them, and well. I mean, it'll be a good one.
But
Yeah.
but that means they are diligently going to make sure that they come
Yeah.
that he plays the 11 because
Yeah,
both
absolutely.
the seasons that he's played,
Absolutely.
he's kind of sat out and he's been in. I want to get Tos Rizvi in very quickly here because he's very diligently with us in Bombay and he's hoping for Mumbai to make some inroads into the auction, at least at the table. Tos, how do you see it playing out? Because the next batch, as we see, is the batters and the all-rounders there. Some very interesting picks who who you think, and there's Harry Brook in there somewhere. Harry Brook, Aiden Markram, Rahul Tripathi, David Warner. Any interesting players there that Mumbai would want to look at?
Definitely, I think a lot of players. I mean, I think again we had a chat a few minutes back. I think Mumbai will not go for the oldies like David Warner's if he's out there. They'll go for maybe Rahul Tripathi is somebody who is aggressive, who's going to partner with Rohit Sharma at the top, because Rohit Sharma of late he's have had impactful innings in the World Cup recently, T20 World Cup, which is a good news for Mumbai Indians, the way he helped Team India make it to the World Cup finals and then win it at the end. He may not have done in the IPL final, but then that crucial knock again, that crucial half century against Australia was something impactful, which means that he's still there, that T20 cricket is still there, and all the question marks related to that he's getting older. T20 cricket is the game of experience as well as fitness as well as entertainment, the way you can bat. So I think it's all, the strategy may be all about youngsters. They want to fill in for the future. They want people who can be in the present as well as in the near future, maybe another 4-5 years. If you see, if we think about that factor. So yeah, Rahul Tripathi and the other guys who are there in the lineup, maybe that the reason that they may not have gone for this, the marquee players, because obviously they knew the fact that having just 45 crores, which is not a huge amount compared to a Punjab or maybe a Lucknow Super Giants, who have a huge number of money, because they have retained the best of the T20 players, the biggest names of T20 cricket, the Hardiks, the Rohits and the Bumrahs. So they did not have much in their account. They have just 45 crores. So they will be very, very cautious. They won't just get excited just like that. This franchise is the most successful, right? As we spoke about, for 5 IPL titles and 2 Champions League trophies, and it doesn't just come like that. You get up one day and then go on to win IPL or maybe Champions League. It doesn't work like that. So they have a strategy. They have a strategy in place. It did not work out last year with Ishan Kishan. It did not work out last year with many other players, which they may have released, which they may have not gone for, like Ishan Kishan and other guys. So, or maybe they did not go for, they tried for Mitchell Stark. They might have thought, yeah, the righty and lefty combination would have helped, but it did not work out. They were there till a certain point. So all these, if you look at the factors, that they have less money, hence they will be smart enough. They won't spend much, exuberantly or maybe extravagantly. They will be wise in their choices, and looking at the future and present is what they are going to plan right now. And definitely the IPL title this year would be their aim, because mix of present and experience will help them definitely, I'm sure, because the kind of players that they have retained.
Yes, Tos. I think before Amay and I get into a little more conversation on what to expect, I want to go across to Sudat Bharadwaj, who's in Bengaluru, and want to ask him if he's managed to speak to any of the fans, and if they're wondering why didn't they go hard for Chahal? Why didn't they go hard for KL Rahul? So that are fans really asking questions now, because you've only managed to get one, though it's a good buy. But what's the buzz there?
Really, it's honestly a bit shocking that they didn't go for someone like Chahal. They didn't even try bidding for KL Rahul for too long. So I don't know why RCB is not going for any of the marquee players. While I do agree that Living Livingston is a steal at 8.5 crores, I think it's an excellent value buy. But it puzzles me as to why RCB didn't go hard for someone like Pant or KL Rahul. I thought one of the two would definitely be something that RCB would aim for, given the fact that they have a massive purse left. So it's a bit bewildering. I thought they would definitely go for someone like Chahal as well, because he has an exceptional record at the Chinnaswamy, and we are badly missing such a quality spinner. So this is something really shocking. In fact, I have a fan with me as well. Were you surprised that they didn't go for KL Rahul?
Yeah, I wanted KL Rahul in the team. It was a bit shocking that they didn't even bid a single time for KL Rahul.
Yeah, they bid for some time, but they didn't go. So, I mean, they didn't, bid for too long. Like they didn't try bidding for KL Rahul for too long. Did you think that they bid for someone like KL Rahul or Pant? Whom did you want to see specifically in RCB?
Uh, as a Karnataka fan, I wanted KL Rahul in our team, and uh, yeah,
Which bowler do you think RCB would need? Which fast bowler do you think RCB would need?
RCB actually needs Ravada in the team, but it's already bidded.
So as you can clearly see, fans are bewildered. They're shocked that RCB didn't really go hard. You can see they tried bidding for Ashdeep Singh, they tried bidding for Rabada, but with the purse they had, I surely believe one of Rabada or Ashdeep or one of KL Rahul or Pant could have been with us by now, because we need one fast bowler, we need one solid international quality bowler to build our team around, and of course a solid batsman, a captaincy option like KL Rahul or Pant could have been something on the cards for us. But I have a feeling, is it time? Is it something that we could see where Virat is back at the helm of the captaincy? I think this indicates a move of that sort, because I have a feeling RCB might very well ask Virat to come back to captaincy. But I am wondering, why RCB is not being a little more active at the table right now with such a healthy purse left. From what I see as of now, I think RCB might very well go for someone like Phil Salt, Will Jacks, Kodzia, and other such players. But I think it's time RCB buckles up and goes for some good picks, because I think they've missed some real good ones for now. Surely someone out of Arshdeep, Rabada, Chahal, KL Rahul or Pant, at least one or two of them could have been purchased by RCB. That's something definitely RCB would rue missing out on.
Yeah, so that your fan is was heartbroken and in shock from what we could see. He really couldn't believe what's panned out in that marquee auction.
They're the most active fans, and they've clearly he was yet to recover from the shock of what has happened at the auction.
Yeah, but seriously, I mean, I think for the kind of purse that they had, the kind of amount that they had, I'm a
Yeah.
little surprised that they didn't really.
It's very surprising. I mean, they could have gone in for a lot of these players, and which they haven't. Which also, I mean, very interesting point, which is captaincy.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big point, talking point at RCB. So does it go back to Virat Kohli?
Yes.
Or will they now go in for somebody from the rest of the players as a captain, which
Yeah.
seems unlikely, because most of your marquee players are
Are
done.
here, yeah.
So it's going to be most likely Virat Kohli back as
Or
captain.
or are they going to? I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've seen even look what cricketers have often told me is logic doesn't work at an auction table. Are they going to write to match Faf and get him back as captain? I don't know. I mean, the craziest
Yeah.
things have happened at an auction table, so I'm not going to put anything past them. But Jamie's also joined in. Are we seeing a few of their teams sealing their captains? Jamie, I'm very interested and very curious to know what you think about Lucknow situation. They went hammer and tongs over Pant. They've got Pant. So is Nicholas Puran not going to be their captain?
I don't know. I mean, look, I know Rishabh Pant is a hot ticket. We discussed this before. 25 crores ceiling will be broke. But what are they bidding for? Are they bidding for Rishabh Pant, the captain? I mean, one of the worst overrates with DC were last year, happening every second match. Again, I know the captaincy is many factors go behind it, the environment of the team, the manager relation, all that stuff. But is Rishabh Pant necessarily the best captain you want? I'm on the fence. I'm a huge Rishabh Pant fan, but I don't see any quantifiable leadership skills. Now, Lucknow again have stumbled in the past couple of years with their previous choice of leader. I think Rishabh Pant is probably somewhat better, but again, look at his returns. Barring the IPL a few seasons, is he actually a natural fit in T20 cricket? He's India's GOAT when it comes to Test cricket. But personally, and I know I'm being very, very harsh here, he's still, to my mind, yet to crack the T20 game. My point is, Rupa, his numbers in T20s across the three formats are actually one of his worst. So 27 crores for a player who is not a natural captain, who we've seen struggles to get his bowling together. Again, long way to go in this auction. We don't know what the nature of Super Giants' bowling attack is going to be. But it's just problematic for me that they've gone for 27 crores. Hats off to him. But again, you're playing half those matches on a very tacky, borderline, not fit for T20 pitch in Lucknow. and Pant falling over all the time, looking to hit every single ball over fine leg. Is it the best fit? I'm gonna hold back my judgment, and let's talk about this next June once Lucknow's campaign is done.
No, so this is exactly what we were discussing just before Rishabh Pant went on for auction, is what we thought that Nicholas Puran seemed like the official
Yeah.
captaincy announcement that was impending, waiting to happen. Rishabh Pant would be lapped up by Punjab in all probability, is what we were thinking. But when a franchise spends 27 crores, you're thinking of
But
more
the-
than just
the
a.
interesting bit is I think it's also a lot of optics, right? I mean, Shreyas had gone to Punjab for 26.75,
Yeah.
and these guys, after the whole right to match thing happened, said 27.
Yeah.
Right, which is so it's also a lot of optics of making him the most expensive player, which kind of gives you that the publicity, if I may call it so, where you have bid for the most expensive player in the IPL. So I mean that's one way of looking at it, of course. Captaincy, I agree with what Jamie is saying. I mean, Rishabh hasn't really proven his captaincy. His captaincy record isn't really great. So
Yeah. Yeah, we spoke.
I'm not sure how they're going to manage this.
That's exactly what we even had the conversation on. I mean, we were earlier thinking if he goes to Punjab, and there was obviously this news, but now we know that Shreyas is possibly the captain of Punjab. We were thinking that, there was this new rumor doing the rounds that Ponting wanted Steve Smith to captain that side. And my thought was, Rishabh Pant would like to just sit back and not be captain.
Correct.
He would just want his batting to do his talking for once and live up to all the expectations that we already put on him as a match winner, which we've seen in Test cricket but not seen in T20 as much as we would like it to. But your thoughts? I mean, Jamie, I am stunned at how Bengaluru has managed to do these auctions. What is happening there? What is Bengaluru doing?
16 seasons, I think a lot of their fans are still asking. I don't want to go take a pot shot at their fans, but how are their fans still even in this multitude with this team? We discussed it a few hours ago when I was there, maybe this time, but again they're showing signs of. Does RCB are they interested in winning IPL? It's like we're talking about this PR exercise. It seems like 21 crores for Virat Kohli, letting go of Faf. Not going for KL Rahul. RCB fans, I wish you all the best for the next season. Because
Jamie, we had one right now, and he was shell shocked. I don't think he could speak much.
Yeah.
He couldn't speak much at all.
So that managed to get one of them who was obviously.
I saw that bit, yeah.
Yeah, who was obviously in utter shock, and he couldn't really live that down. But yeah, I think I'm also. A few surprises there for me too. I must say. I honestly thought Gujarat should have RTM'd Shami. I don't know why that happened, unless there is something else that we're not aware of, and Shami. I don't know.
Injury worries. Could possibly be that.
I think, again, I've never been part of these engine rooms, but I just think when you're away for a year, another year goes by. Look at the BGT. There was talk about he should be on the same flight. Look, he got those 6-7 wickets for Bengal against, was it MP? They won a match by a narrow margin. But the BCCI selectors didn't jump the gun. They said, you know what, go play a few overs of Saeed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. You're telling me that a few matches of T20 where Shami would probably bowl his 4 overs in 2 spells, that's preparation for the BGT. So I think perhaps it's just that fact, they don't know. And maybe franchises see that if he's going to be rushed back into Test cricket and maybe even the Champions Trophy squad, given how brilliant Shami was, chalo, it's been a year, but he had a massive say in India's form, in the World Cup last year.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just worried about, burnout or injury. He got wickets, Rupa, but he didn't look like the fittest Shami. Now, that'll come the more you play. He can become leaner in the next couple of months. But who knows? Maybe these things do play. I don't know.
The way I look at it, you cannot really take Shami out of Ahmedabad. I think those conditions were perfect for someone like him.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he
true.
really was amazing there. Mohit stepped up as well last season, and they really supported each other really well. Now, GT instead of that has gone for, if I just kind of look at it, Mohammad Siraj and Kagiso Rabada. I don't know. I'm not sure how that matches up to what Mohit and
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't add up at all. I mean, Shami has been a star, and you've rightly put it. I mean, the wicket there at Ahmedabad does suit his style, but clearly they think Siraj is maybe less injury prone than Shami and may play the whole season.
yeah, of course, 3 years.
So yeah, so could be that. You know, another thing that's really struck me, Stark was the most expensive buy in the last auctions. Now this time he's gone in for less than a lot of the Indian pacers, right? I mean, Shami is lower than him. He's gone for less than Siraj.
We kind of predicted.
So,
We kind of predicted the same just
yeah.
before his bidding started. We said that he would go for around 13 to 14. Again,
He's gone for
I'm not too
11.75,
surprised
yeah,
though.
yeah.
And we've had this conversation. I think when Jamie and Vineet we were having this conversation, not too surprised with what Stark actually went for because he can be a bit deceptive. He's one of those players, like I keep saying, he's not, like this is just in good humor. We speak about trophy wives. I think a lot of these foreign pacers are like that. You want to buy one to show it off, but will they really sort of translate to getting you what you really paid them for? I don't know. But a lot of interesting buys in that department still yet to come. You know, you have a Trent Bolt
Trent
whom
Bolt,
I'm very
correct.
keen to see where he goes. I think many more if I just see the list. But yeah, thoughts on that, Jamie Stark and his price tag.
0.75, I believe.
That's
to
right, 11.75.
DC.
Yeah.
Now again, DC, we discussed this earlier. DC have, like you just mentioned, Rupa, they've gone for that overseas fast bowler, Nokia, Rabada, a couple more back in the day. Names aren't coming to me in my old age, but it's. I think he'll be a good fit. Again, it depends who they're going to bolster their bowling attack with. But you know, half the matches at the Kotla, where I think more than Eden Gardens, his style of bowling might actually work. I would bowl him 2 up front, and then I would not even think about giving him a third. I would wait for the back end because at the Kotla a lot of wickets do follow. It's a small ground, runs can be scored, but a lot of fast bowlers, if they're accurate, can get wickets in the back end of innings. So I think Mitchell Stark, yes, I'm surprised. I think 11.75 is a bit too high for him, but he's a World Cup winner, he's a WTC winner, he's an IPL winner, so a lot of things going in favor. Not right now in Perth. He's probably hating Test cricket right now after bowling a lot of overs. But 4 or 5 months from now, if he's fit, if he's energized, I think he could have a 20 to 25 wicket season for DC.
I think I'm very interested in seeing Josh Hazelwood as well. Josh Hazelwood, Nandre Berger. I'm curious to see where they would go. Even someone like Norke. I mean, those are really solid buys for you. We've got another reporter joining us in Purnima from Chennai. I love it. I love listening to Chennai fans talk because a lot of what they say makes so much sense.
And
Purnima,
Chennai hasn't spent yet.
Chennai hasn't spent yet. But again, we were just talking about how they could go for Ashwin, and Ashwin's coming up in the lot next, I believe. I think he is there. Yeah, he's there in the lot coming up. Yep, all-rounder number 1 there. So, Purnima, are they excited and looking forward to a homecoming of sort?
Well, a bunch of cricket fans as young as, how old are you?
9.
9 years. They're all patiently waiting here to see if CSK makes its first bid anytime soon. I mean, you were expecting Rahul to be bought by CSK.
So what happened was, like, suddenly CSK entered the bid for Rahul at 12.25. I suddenly thought, okay, this is the hire that have been identified by Dhoni, and CSK is like, he's the keeper, he's probably a future captain. Maybe they suddenly entered at 12.25. They were not bidding at the start, so maybe that thought that they're going to go for it, but they didn't go for it further than that. And also they had a couple of surprising bids. They suddenly entered the auction for Livingston at around 8 crores, and then they didn't go beyond 8.75. Then they again bid for Siraj, and then again they didn't go beyond 8 crores. So Chahal would have been a great addition to CSK. They went as far as 5.5 or 5.75 for Chahal, and then left it at that. So we're still waiting who they're going to add to the squad, but there are a lot of marquee players yet to be auctioned. So
one is Ashwin that's going to come up. Are you hoping that CSK buys Ashwin this time?
I hope so, because there's like no bowlers like retained, a very weak spin, like there's no spinners. Ravindra Jadeja is all rounder. We are expecting more bowlers. Patirana is like seamer. So we are trying to find more. Like as CSK fan, we're gonna try more like spinners, seamers. We're gonna try new bowlers and marquee players now this time. So So we need like power attack. Now we also need batsmen. We have very less batsmen, and we have middle order. We also need people from middle order and top order. We have no like starting players like strike and non-strike. Then the bowlers Tikshana was not retained. Then only Patirana was there for seamers. We hope that there's more players. When I was seeing the auction, I thought Siraj was the one who's going to come and start like the bowling for us. Then, but there's a disappointment for CSK fans.
CSK, however, on Twitter says stay calm, and that's the word coming in from the CSK official handle. So here they are waiting patiently. Ashwin, there's a lot of excitement here, hoping that Ashwin joins, but you never know. Expect the unexpected has been Dhoni's formula, so we'll have to wait and see what CSK does.
Loving it, Purnima. I love the fans that you talk to. Here's another one. Trust the process, and the process is just setting in. Who knows? We'll probably see them making some moves. But I wanted to talk about the set that's coming up.
Yeah.
It's the all-rounder set, and you've got some very interesting names there. Harry Brook. I'm very, very curious to see where he'll end up. I love watching Harry Brook.
Yeah.
He's great player of
Absolutely.
spin as well.
Absolutely.
Devon Conway could see an they have an RTM, right? Chennai has one RTM. Could see an RTM for him somewhere there. Jake Fraser McGurk, I love to see JFM as well. Aiden Markram, Dev Padikkal, Rahul Tripathi, David Warner. That's the batting. Those are the batters coming up, and then of course you'll have the all-rounders.
All-rounders. Yeah. There's Toyness. There's Toyness in the
There's
all-rounders
Toyness in the all-rounder
There's
list.
Marsh.
Glenn Maxwell.
Maxwell, of course.
Harshal Patel, again a very, very good pick there.
Some
And
really big names coming up.
Venkatesh Iyer. I'm betting that Venkatesh Iyer is going to get a decent interest going there.
Yeah.
Jamie, what do you think?
Absolutely, he's a big match player. You know, we've seen him blow hot and cold for KKR in like league matches. But look at his record in playoffs, and it all boils down to playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I just hope for his sake he goes to one of the franchises which have at least one track which is a belter. Because I think if he goes to like a team like Lucknow or even Delhi where it's slow and low, it doesn't bring the best out of him. But you give him, a track where the ball comes on. I remember he got that brilliant 100 in a lost cause against Mumbai at the Wankhede. The guy was swinging, whichever bowler came on, Berendorf, Arjun Tendulkar, Piyush Chawla, he was just swinging. So you want to see a player like him, who I think probably should have played more for India. You want him at his best, and I think from what I've seen of him over the last 3-4 years, give him flatter tracks, and his hand-eye coordination, his bat speed is brilliant. So very, very keen to see where he goes, because he's a very, very good. I know he's in the all-rounder category, but he doesn't bowl much. I mean, maybe he bowls now because, frankly, KKR haven't required him to bowl. But certain franchises maybe get an over or two out of him, because he is a partnership breaker after all.
Amaya, your thoughts on the batting list as well?
David Warner is going to be a very, very interesting one. I mean, we'll have to see
I don't know.
where.
I always think, why? I honestly, okay, so here's my thought. And this was one of my things that are going in, even when I was doing this mock auction bit. You want to also look at the people who gel in with your team. I don't know. I mean, I want a guy who's not so temperamental. I don't want someone who's going to upset the team ethos over there. And
I'm very curious. Who picked David Warner? In the mock auction?
In the mock auction, Bengaluru. To open with Virat Kohli. I'm like, wow, let's see how that goes.
Trust RCB to go for a
We can expect them to do that.
Strike rate has been dipping over the last few years, and like you mentioned, is perhaps a bit temperamental. Look again. He's achieved so much, but like I said, he's 38. Strike rate is a problem. I was seeing his recent form. He's only played that max 10 in the Cayman Islands.
Yes.
Probably small ground. Does a team want to pay upwards of 4 crores for David Warner? He's not a Faf du Plessis who still reels off 80 or 40 every few matches. I'm talking about the guys who are 38 plus. Fantastic. I think the leading overseas player in IPL history. Maybe him and Gale are up there. But like I said, I just feel he's a spent force. So he'll go somewhere. But
he'll go somewhere.
I would pay more than 3.54 crore for David Warner right now.
But here's the thing: if he goes somewhere, he has to be in the 11, right?
Yeah.
And he has to open.
Absolutely.
He has to open.
And with RCB, you never know. He may just captain them. He has a captaincy record. He's captain.
Oh my God,
DC,
Virat
he's captain
playing under
SRH,
David Warner.
So you never know. With RCB,
I am
you never know.
hiding my face.
You could just have RCB's next captain in David Warner.
Oh God, that'll be interesting. I mean, it'll make for good. Conversations and
Meme
good,
material.
But yeah, I want to see where he lands up because he has to be in the 11 if you're getting David Warner. Lucknow, Lucknow, whom did they go for? Lucknow went for David Miller. Lucknow went for Rishabh Pant. They need an opener too, right? They need an opener too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of interesting options there. Then you've got someone like Jake Fraser McGurk as well, Devon Conway. I'm really curious about the all rounders list as well. I love the names there. Hopefully there'll be some movement there because especially for Mumbai and Bengaluru because they
Yeah.
might want a few of these options here. Jamie, your thoughts on the all rounder list? Quite a few interesting names there. Stoinis, Harshal Patel, Mitchell Marsh as well.
Again, Mitchell.
RCB
Again,
has
all
the
these
most-
guys on their day, not Harshal Patel. I'm talking about Maxwell, Marsh, and Stoinis. On their day, they can be devastating. But I think their days are so few and far between, right? I mean, Maxwell. We remember that 200 he got off one leg. Uske baad, the guy is not. I mean, he looks so out of form. I watched the recent Australia series. He looked out of form. Mitchell Marsh, he's injury prone. He plays two blinders and then he goes absent for the next 1 month. And again, Stoinis, he got a fantastic 100 for LSG. But these kind of players, do you really want a player firing once in 14 matches? I don't get the fuss over these players. Maybe I'm just too cynical, but.
No, so before Amaya comes in, I just want to very quickly say this. So there was this conversation that I had with Ashwin after that mock auction, and I said Bengaluru must RTM Glenn Maxwell, if not Will Jacks, and he was like, "Why?" And I said he's a player who can win you games, and he likes playing in Bengaluru. He loves the environment. That's a big tick mark if he's getting along with the people there, and he didn't have a bad last season. He was pretty decent. He was a little more than consistent compared to all his previous seasons. Again, no comparison to 2014 because that was not in India. That was in Dubai. That was one of his best IPL seasons. But I would like a Maxwell any day. I mean, I don't know.
I agree. And I think they would use the RTM for a Maxwell. I mean, they will need an impact player in the middle order. And I mean, if they don't, I don't know what their auction strategy is. So I mean, ideally, yeah, they would use RTM and get Maxwell on board. Interestingly, Mumbai right now, Bangalore has the most money left in the purse. So they could spend big on the batters and your all-rounders. They're, I think, at 74, which is the purse left for RCB. So, I mean, they could go all out right now on the batters and all-rounders.
I want to get in Toss there, who's, I think, freshened himself up a bit because he's preparing himself for hopefully some activity on the Mumbai table.
Yeah.
A change of t-shirt, Toss? Do I see a change of t-shirt? Not the right colors for Mumbai franchise, though.
No, it's still Chennai Super Kings. I don't know why I wore this T-shirt, yellow, and I saw Amaya also wearing the same T-shirt. So it's not. We are being neutral right now. I mean, it's just coincidence that I'm wearing a Chennai Super Kings T-shirt. Yeah, we are. Amaya, remember this ground we used to play over here? I mean, Shivaji Park. I'm surprised that Mumbai Indians haven't started the way they used to. But again, I'm not surprised considering they have their set of players, they have their set of retained players. They may have a different strategy. I mean, I was just speaking to a few cricketers who said that Shardul Thakur could be one of the options. Here they're thinking, but then they already have Hardik Pandya, right? So why would they want to have a Shardul Thakur second all-rounder? Maybe they will go for Nitish Rana. Maybe they would partner. They would like to have Akashdeep to partner Jasprit Bumrah, somebody who's interesting when it comes to T20 cricket as well, not just Test cricket alone. Then you have all youngsters, right? Like Jitesh Sharma is another option. They may not have gone for Ishan Kishan, but definitely Jitesh Sharma is an option. He's an exciting T20 player. Yes. We know what he did for Punjab with the bat as well as behind the wickets. Then there is Rahul Tripathi. Then I'm waiting for. I mean, are they waiting for Prithvi Shaw? I mean, he's still a talent, right? He's still an exciting talent to watch out for. I mean, he may not have lived up to the potential, but Mumbai Indians may go for this young talented cricketer from Mumbai. I mean, you may never know. He might he might return to form. He might change his career completely. He might seek a new direction with a lot of young experienced hands over there. He might learn a lot of things, and also since it's Mumbai, since it's Rohit Sharma, since Sachin Tendulkar is the mentor and the icon of Mumbai Indians, you may see a Prithvi Shaw getting back into the streamline, getting back into the a lot of controversy was on, right, related to Prithvi Shaw. A lot of things was said. He might come back on the track and come out as a decent player in the from next year onwards. You never know if he's picked. So that could be an idea. That could be an idea. Maybe Sai Kishore as a left arm spinner. See, they don't have spinners. So they may go for they left Yuzi Chahal, who could have been effective. See, they had Piyush Chawla. He did well decently for Mumbai Indians, although he was like he's like above 35 or something, right? He's quite an experienced guy, but then obviously they did not retain him for obvious reasons. But they could have gone for Yuzi Chahal, but then they did not go. So they have a lot of exciting names coming up in the next lineup, I believe, and they would definitely open the account in the upcoming lineup. And I see a lot of names: Shahbaz Ahmed, Tushar Deshpande is another guy, Chennai Super Kings, right? We know what he did for Chennai Super Kings, how he was molded by Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So it would be an interesting choice to have Tushar Deshpande as well. Considering that they just have 45 crores in their account, so they will have to be very, very cautious. Again, they might also look at Krunal Pandya, their favorite player, their match winner. Again, Hardik Pandya would be keen on having his brother partner in crime, or maybe a Washington Sundar. So there are some exciting names out there, right, for Mumbai to fetch. So I'm not really. They have the best of the players in the lineup right now, the retained players. But then they have to just fix in those puzzles. That's it. It's not a big task. I think they'll be back.
Yes, of course, it's about fixing those puzzles. I think for most of all of the IPL franchises, after the break, I think the second lot, third lot of batsmen are out, and Harry Brook, one of the most exciting talents going around, is definitely there. Remember, Harry Brook was with Delhi. Was with Delhi, did not play the season, but then again, one of the most exciting talents, and of course, going for 6 crore currently. And no surprises there, Ricky Ponting very much in that Ricky Ponting mold. Harry Brook is there. It's quite an exciting.
I think
bunch of batters
Punjab and Delhi are going
Punjab
very aggressively at him.
For it. Delhi, of course. I mean, last year also you saw they getting picked up. Harry Brook being picked up by Delhi. Very interesting lot this. Harry Brook, Devon Conway, Jake Fraser McGurk. I mean, somebody like a Harry Brook, you saw what he had done for England in the white ball, in red ball and white ball, also in the the T20 league also that they have played. Would be a very, very good buy for Punjab. Again, Punjab, the kind of amount of money that
in
they
Punjab,
have.
they're building up a very good squad. If you look at it, they've already got. Of course, they've got Shreyas with a Harry Brook in the squad. That would add a lot of firepower to their middle order. And they've picked up Arshdeep and Chahal. So the pace bowling. He's got sold. He's got sold to
I think
DC.
Gone for DC 6.25. Going back to DC, I think for me it's a steal.
It's a steal. It's an absolute steal.
Absolute steal there for DC.
These English players are surprising. I mean, this is now 6.25. Your Livingston has gone to RCB for 8.75.
8.75. Yeah.
So the English players are really. I mean, they're the steals.
They are the absolute steals. And the thing is, till last season, that was the case with the English players. The availability, their availability was a very big issue. But this time around, at least we know for the next 3 seasons,
they're going to be available for
they would be available. And somebody like a Harry Brook, if he is available, you have to play him. Absolutely. And for DC, they did have him. They know the value of Harry Brook there. So most definitely, and it's a very good buy as well. And as you mentioned, they already have a big buy in Mitchell Starc. They have KL Rahul at 14 crore. It'll be interesting to see how much of these big buys they can keep on going DC, because these have been all big buys. Moving on, we have Devdutt Padikkal, and quite
he's
surprisingly,
got
very
unsold.
surprisingly unsold. Wow, not even RCB getting interested in someone
Very,
like
very
Devdutt
surprising.
Padikkal.
Very surprising.
Padikkal, if you remember, some 2 years back, I mean, he was one of their
He was
star
their
players.
stars, yeah.
Star player. Very surprising that Devdutt Padikkal has not.
You know, unfortunately, they moved him up and down the order as well.
I think
which
the moment
I
he
don't
moved
think,
to Rajasthan Royals, where he had to play one down, and then with LSG also did not work out. So very unfortunate that, you know, it's surprising for me why why RCB are not going hard at at least their local players, be it a KL Rahul, be it a Devdutt Padikkal. I don't know what the future would be for
The answer is in your question.
But
Nick,
Aiden
the
Markram,
answer-
Ameya,
the answer is in your question. It's
you and
RCB.
Rupa were discussing about the captaincy options, and one of the names that I think most of us, Devdutt Padikkal remains unsold, of course. Yes, we've done that. Aiden Markram, one
Aiden
of
Markram
the
is a
very
very
strong
yeah.
captaincy candidate.
Yes.
You know, he was the
Yeah.
SRH captain before
I
the whole
hope-
Pat Cummins enigma.
I
came
hope
over.
RCB at least go for him. Clearly doesn't seem to be the case.
I think done.
Oh, he's sold.
to all.
He's already sold to LSG.
Wow.
Oh.
LSG with a very, very good buy of Aiden Markram at only 2 crore. There was no other interest there for Aiden Markram, which is quite surprising. Even Sunrisers Hyderabad, they
So you have a Aiden Markram, a Miller, and a Pant for LSG, which is
quite huge.
Yeah.
Which is huge. I mean, Aiden Markram gives
quite
you
a
that
lineup.
solidity at number 4. You have Pant at number 5. So LSG in a way building a very, very strong unit. And moving on to Devon Conway, and this is probably where Chennai Super Kings might wake up from their slumber. They might be looking for that. I think they don't. They have an RTM on an uncapped player, if I'm not wrong. But Devon Conway going up to 2.2, Chennai Super Kings are definitely looking at it.
I think they have bid for him.
They have bid for it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at Devon Conway, in some ways he is one of those players who, at least Chennai Super Kings can look to, have
Absolutely.
a replacement for an MS Dhoni, at least for the
Absolutely.
2 years or 3 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Last year they had Devon Conway, but they did not use him as a keeping option. But a damn good keeper, very, very good batter also.
Very, very underrated batter as well.
Very much.
He's performed well for Chennai. He's among the stars at Chennai, be it MS Dhoni or Jadeja or later now, of course, Ruturaj Gaikwad. He's gone unnoticed for some time now.
Very much so, very
but
much so.
He's been a good performer for Chennai. I'm not surprised that Chennai are bidding for him. I'm not at all surprised.
I
that
think
they'll-
the RTM is there, but I'll come to Jamie. Jamie, quite surprising. Two names, that is Devdutt Padikkal going unsold, and just 2 crores for Aiden Markram. There was no other interest there.
Slightly different views to both of you gentlemen. Vineet, you remember that video that I did for CricketNext about 5 big names which would go unsold?
Yeah.
I actually, the second name I put on that list was actually Aiden Markram.
Aiden Markram, right.
And I dropped him because look, I agree with you, he's a sharp player, but his T20 form has deserted him this year. He's been pathetic as a batsman, And so I get why teams, again, where do you bat him? If Aiden Markram's not opening like Kane Williamson, how does he walk into any T20 franchise?
Number
Not
4.
a big
Why
hitter,
not number 4? That very
Absolute
solid
weight.
partnership with Heinrich Klaasen and 5 and Aiden Markram at 4.
He spent so much of the last season not even doing anything for Sunrisers Hyderabad, and I think that has now set the
Yeah,
precedent.
that's true.
He's not that player that 3 years ago you invested in. I mean, you watch him in the T20 World Cup. You watch him recently against India. He just looks a wreck right now in T20. Had he got even 150, 250s against India a few weeks ago, he would have got. So I'm actually surprised that he went for 2. Again, he's going to Lucknow, one of the toughest places to bat. 8 matches, Aiden Markram walking in at number 4, the ball zooming around. I don't think he's going to. And even, Devdutt Padikkal, that was 3 years ago when he was the emerging player. Not his fault that he's been shuffled, like Ameya mentioned, But when you don't do anything for 2 years, your stock drops. So I'm not surprised that Devdutt Padikkal, for now, he'll probably get the backdoor entry tomorrow somewhere. But you have to, it's like we keep talking about in the Indian team. If you don't grab your chances in 3-4 games, you go so far down that line, which is why someone like Sanju Samson, his career could have been finished after 2 ducks. But they backed him and then he got 300s. Devdutt Padikkal, I think his strike rate was 75 in the last IPL.
it was.
Why would you go for him? So I have a slightly different view from from both of you, respectfully, on this.
Yeah, Devat Patikal to understandable. And before we get this conversation going, we do have one of the bites from reaction from Josh Butler. In fact, after his 15.75 crore by GT. So most definitely, Josh Butler would be a happy trooper, and he would be combining forces with Shubman Gill definitely at the top of the order. Quite exciting. It will be. We'll have that. We'll have the soundbite ready. Yeah, of course, we can run it.
Hi guys, Josh Butler here. Absolutely delighted to be joining the Gujarat Titans. Amazing watching the auction and obviously delighted, as I said, to finish up at the Gujarat Titans. A few people there I know really well already who I'm looking forward to link up with. And exciting names, obviously Shubman Gill, Rashid Khan, guys. I can't wait to play alongside. So really excited for the season. Have a day.
It's going to be quite an opening combination.
Very
Shubman
interesting
Gill.
opening combination. And the name that he says, Rashid Khan. Look at that GT lineup. Rashid Khan, Shubman Gill, Josh Butler. It is going to be one power packing. And as I was also mentioning when Rupa was here with our broadcast, that Josh Butler is somebody, will give you that explosiveness, but also somebody who can bat deep as well. But Jamie, I do have I know you have a different take on this. Do you see Shubman Gill, Josh Butler, both of them combining at top of the order, or you would see, Gill getting into that kind of a shell, or you probably wanted somebody else to give Gill that kind of an, freedom, so to speak, to have that T20 opening slot there?
I would want someone to just take the pressure off him. As good as Sai Sudarshan has been, they kind of bat the same way, right? You mentioned earlier taking it deep. Shubman Gill's version of taking it deep is not necessarily good for his franchise. He had that bumper season that year. But again, last season, without Hardik Pandya around, without Mohammad Shami around, it almost seemed like he's taking on too much pressure, Yeah, Conway has gone to CSK.
Yeah, Conway has gone to CSK.
Conway, CSK, 6.25. Again, yeah, I mean, that's again a very, very good buy for them. I mean, if they had to retain Conway, probably would have to shell out 11 crores.
I mean,
but yeah, at least
I really didn't expect anybody else to go for him. I mean, I think there was a bidding war which happened, but I mean, I'm not surprised he's gone to CSK at all.
I'm again surprised with the fact that why are RCB not going for these kind of players? I mean, that is what they need.
Here's
Devon
another
Conway.
interesting name, Rahul Tripathi. I mean, he's performed really well in
Very
the past couple of seasons.
underrated
Extremely
player, extremely underrated player. I mean, it's a good thing that his bid from 75 lakh has gone to over 2 crores. Knight Riders and Super Kings, again, they see a lot of value for what Tripathi does. It's kind of Tripathi is kind of that player that who doesn't have any baggage. He'll come in, he'll do what is required of the team. He won't really look at his stats and numbers. Something he did for Sunrisers Hyderabad as well.
Interestingly, they are not even in the bidding war right now. It's basically a war between Super Kings and Knight Riders. Correct.
Knight Riders looking for with six players retained. They are just trying to add on to they're playing 11, and Tripathi will fit right in that slot most definitely. Super Kings and Knight Riders. Super Kings, I think for the first time they've had this prolonged bidding. They've been in this bidding actively for Rahul Tripathi, and also makes sense to have somebody like a Rahul Tripathi in that setup for sure. So we are kind of in the end of this this all-round batter slot. David Warner to go and Jake Fraser McGurk also to go here. Could be quite interesting.
Australians, yeah.
Your pick on Rahul Tripathi? What's the bid that he might eventually get on with? From 75 lakh to 3.4 is quite good.
I think he's that's it. I think 3.4 is what he's getting sold at, but and which is par for course. I mean, I don't think.
I think they have done it 3.4.
Yeah, 3.4 to Chennai.
Crore to Chennai. Rahul Tripathi slots very well into that. I wouldn't say Ajinkya Rahane mold, but definitely in that number 3.
No, he's far more aggressive.
Far more aggressive
than Ajinkya Rahane.
Of course.
So it's an interesting pick.
Buys,
interesting pick.
Chennai with back-to-back buys there now. They've gone up 3.4 crore and 6.25 crores with two. We are left with, I think, two more names, Jake Fraser McGurk and David Warner. Quite interesting. David Warner.
Yeah,
Jamie, I do want to have your thoughts on David Warner. Where is he
going? Are RCB going for him?
Should he be going anywhere? That is my question.
Are RCB going for him, Jamie?
Like we discussed, I mean, if there's one team which will make that blunder, it is RCB, right? And like you said earlier, they might even make him captain. Again, look, 38 strike rate has been an issue for the last 3-4 years. Rupa alluded to that disruptive element in the dressing room.
Oh,
factor.
unsold, Jamie.
Huge,
He's got unsold.
Huge, unsold.
Called it, Vineet called it on Cricket Next 4 days ago.
Of course, I mean that is huge.
First name I said.
This
First name
is
I
this
said he will
is
go
a
unsold.
bona fide legend of the game who's getting unsold.
Yeah.
David Warner going unsold, and here comes his heir apparent Jake Fraser McGurk. We'll have to see where he goes. But David Warner, wow. Thous I'll come to here.
Absolutely.
David Warner,
one of the top
getting
run
unsold.
scorers of the IPL, going unsold at an auction. I mean,
One of the top scorers, I think the player with the most fours in this tournament with 50s right there at the top. As I said, he's one of the goats of IPL. Thous, you'd call it an end of an era where, you had one time Chris Gayle getting unsold, and here you have David Warner getting unsold.
Absolutely. It's not surprising. Yeah, he's 38, right? He has done what he has done. I mean, he's achieved greatness. He's got the record. He's broken the records. He's achieved everything in T20 cricket, and especially the IPL. I mean, he might be thinking, yeah, he's done with Australia. He might take his career forward with this IPL. But then, the teams are smarter. They want fresh legs. You saw what happened with Tripathi, the last player, and then you saw what exactly this guy went for 2 crores, Aiden Markram, Devon Conway. So but teams won't bet on the oldies, right? With all due respect, you are getting older, so they have to realize. See, it's not just about 1 or 2 years. It's about like when will the next mega auction will come up, and then if you if you bid for 2 crores or maybe more than that on a player who's on the right side of 30 or maybe he's closer to 40. I mean, it doesn't work like that. Everybody is not Mahendra Singh Dhoni, So Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a different breed altogether. He's a legend of the game. He's still active and he plays once in a year.
But
that
again,
is the IPL.
you need to show some respect to the goat of IPL, of course, isn't it? Well, Jamie, Rupa is
I'm
here
not
and
surprised.
she is saying that she was right, isn't it? She was right. Why did David Warner go unsold?
I outlined this in the video that I did for the Cricket Next channel 4 days ago. The first name I had going unsold was David Warner because, like I said earlier, 38. Rupa also mentioned very truly that disruptive element factor. The strike rate has been dipping. 110, 112 just does not cut it. And then I gave his recent form. If your recent T20 form is playing that 10-a-side thing in the Cayman Islands, where we don't know how big the grounds are,
yeah,
everything was stacked against David Warner weeks ago. So I'm not surprised that, again, 4 more guys that I've named unsold. We'll see how they go. But yeah, David Warner, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, but it definitely is an end of an era in the IPL.
Kind of, yes.
I mean, he was one of your big impact players in the IPL.
From an overseas point of view, one of
Absolutely.
the biggest impact players, apart from a Malinga and a Chris Gayle, to be honest.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Great partnerships there with Shikhar Dhawan at SRH, with Johnny Bairstow at SRH. Even you associate David Warner with the Delhi franchisee as well. So of course, definitely big. But moving on, I mean, it's looking ahead to the future. As I mentioned earlier, the heir apparent to David Warner, Jake Fraser McGurk, is there, and it's a very healthy bid that is going on. Punjab was
it's a
there.
fight between Punjab and
Lucknow was there. I think Delhi has now come back in. Delhi.
Delhi have an RTM. Delhi
have enabled the RTM. In fact, I mean, there was no way in hell that they were going to let go of Jake Fraser McGurk. He came in as a late replacement and just hit it out of the park, literally, with his stupendous innings there, fastest 50 scores. So of course,
this is going to be interesting. So Punjab are going to have Punjab will have to now up their bid, and he's currently at 5.50
crores. So
which is again going to be a steal if they.
Most definitely it will be a steal. But tell me, what would be the ideal amount? What would be the amount that Punjab would like to,
I think they're going to go to about 8 crore. Is what my feeling is.
And they went to 5 crores. I think when the RTM was enabled, they went to 7 crores. Let's see how much Jake Fraser McGurk goes up for that.
Oh, 9.
4.
They've gone
4.5 crores. 4.5 crore raised by Punjab Kings and Delhi. Match it at 9 crores. Jake Fraser McGurk to Delhi. Very good buy. A lot of Australian buys for DC there. I mean, you already have a Mitchell Stark. Now you have Jake Fraser McGurk. Yeah. Go ahead,
They've
Jimmy.
had that Australian flavor since the first season. You know, when they had Glenn McGrath, David Warner was virtually uncapped. So they've had that. You know, Mitchell Marsh, and again, let's not forget, it was Ricky Ponting that got Jake Fraser McGurk into the IPL. He's been talking about him for about
Absolutely.
2 odd years. So not surprised that Punjab went hard for him, but good that DC got him back because I think he's gonna have a good season this time.
And I think it was a very good decision on DC's part that they did not retain him. They had to at least shell out 11 crores there, and now they're getting him at 9 crores, which is
So
2
you're
crore
going to
less
have a
than
Rahul and
the value.
McGurk open the innings for DC.
Yeah,
Rahul has gone to DC.
DC
So
in fact,
you'll have a good.
needed an opener in terms
Yeah.
of they required an opener, of course. Yeah, so Rahul Tripathi you could see that. I mean, he is definitely a top order batter for his domestic side, Maharashtra.
No, I meant we need KL Rahul.
KL Rahul, yeah,
KL Rahul is with DC now.
and
So
Jake
it's
Fraser
basically,
Megha. Again,
yeah,
it
the
works
two of
out.
them
It works
are gonna
out.
be
One
opening.
explosive batter there and one solid batter, or whatever you call.
So
for
they've sorted
KL
out
Rahul.
their opening combination there.
In a way, they have sorted their opening combinations. They're quite interesting pick. Now we have moved on to the all-rounders bit, I think, and
Yeah, that's Harshal Patel now in the all-rounders category. Correct.
Harshal
Yeah,
Patel in
yeah.
the all-rounders category. But let's talk about Jake Fraser McGurk a bit more. Jamie, you touched upon the fact about Ricky Ponting being so much heavily involved in Fraser McGurk coming to IPL. Punjab did go very hard at it, but looking at the kind of talent, the small amount of talent that he showed in the small window for DC, there was no way DC were going to let go of him.
Absolutely, he's actually done, Vinny. He's actually done better for DC than he has for Australia. You look at his recent
yeah.
form.
Correct.
He's sort of going through that Abhishek Sharma phase where he can't face more than 10 balls and he's getting out to Haris Rauf got him and another Pakistan fast bowler got him. So I've been watching all these youngsters very, very closely, you know, in the lead up to this. He's not going to
I
get
can
you
continue for some more
100s.
time.
But if it can get you a 50 in 20, 23 balls every 4 or 5 games, that's gold when it comes to the IPL. And you have someone like KL Rahul, who let's hope for Delhi Capitals fans' sakes that KL Rahul bats the way we all know he can. And even if he doesn't, to have someone like Jake Fraser McGurk, it just gives KL Rahul the license to bat deep, be the anchor, if that's the word you want to use, and then hope that Jake Fraser works. Because in the few matches we saw him, guys, in the IPL, he didn't have any regard for whoever's coming in. You could be Mitchell Stark, you could be Jasprit Bumrah. If I feel I can hit you into the side screen, oh by God, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So very, very exciting player. But like Australian fans are now day by day, match by match learning to accept, even DC fans are going to have to brace for more failures than success. Because when you bat that way, looking to swing at every ball, failure is going to happen more than success. But when he clicks, my gosh, it's going to be fun to watch JFM.
Clicks, he would be a treat to watch. Jake Fraser McGurk. We have moved on to the all-rounders list. Quite interesting that Harshal Patel puts himself in the all-rounder category with the bat. I don't think he has done much apart from the fact that he has opened the batting for Haryana.
Interestingly, the bid has gone up almost 3 times.
3 times from
for him as an
crore to
all-rounder.
6.75 crores. No, but of course, Harshal Patel brings you that value in the sense the last 4 years he's been the highest wicket taker of in the at least once, I think 2 seasons he has been the highest wicket taker.
2 seasons.
Does have that knack of getting wickets at the right time. He's a decent death bowler also. So there is a lot of value in bringing in Harshal Patel. But interesting to see who's bidding for him. Somebody like
you had that one
SRH.
standout season for RCB.
Of course.
And but I'm not sure. I mean, as an all-rounder, would you want to spend so much on a Harshal Patel? So let's see. I mean, I think
RCB definitely not in the fray. It is SRH.
SRH.
The bid currently is with SRH at 6.75 crore. Quite interesting. And Harshal Patel, the whatever good he has done in the past seasons, I think the returns have been a bit diminishing there. So it'll be interesting to see how the teams go about it. Punjab also thinking a bit about Harshal Patel there.
They have an RTM, I think, on Harshal Patel. So
they have an RTM available.
They haven't
on Harshal
enabled
Patel.
it yet.
Will be interesting to see if they want to enable the RTM at 6.75 crore. Could be worth that RTM there. We'll have to see. Harshal Patel, they're still deliberating. Taz is with us, continuing at Shivaji Park. It's almost lights are going out there. Taos, your thoughts on Harshal Patel? Do you think Harshal Patel? For me, it's like the returns have been diminishing, but even though he has that kind of skill set where he does get some, wickets at the right time. So, do you see value in him at 6.75 crore? And I think
And
Punjab
Kings have,
Punjab
Kings
have actually
have
enabled
the RTM.
enabled the RTM there on SRH.
No, not as an all-rounder, right? I mean, I was surprised looking him in the all-rounders list. कि ये कहाँ से आ गया all-rounder? ये कब हो गया? When did he do that with the bat? I haven't seen much. But
As
yeah,
I said,
all-rounders,
there
Hardik
was some
Pandya,
5
Shardul
years back,
Thakur
he
and
opened the
people.
bowling for Haryana and opened the batting. That was the only all-rounder bit I know.
You know,
of
and
him.
they have upped the bid now. I think SRH has upped the bid, to 8 crores.
From
So,
6.5 to 8.
8.
Wow. SRH really going for it. Maybe SRH are looking for a replacement for T. Natarajan. Who knows?
Yeah, he sold to SRH
Sold
for 8
to SRH
crores.
8 crores. Harshal Patel gets
As
a
an
buyer.
all-rounder, though. So, I mean...
Harshal Patel.
No, they
8
wouldn't
crores.
use him as an all-rounder, definitely. Yeah.
But Taos, do you
I
see
don't think
value
so.
in
They
that
would
kind of a
use him as
bowler
an
who is predominantly your death bowler, medium pacer, 8 crores?
The 8 crores, they might have a strategy, but you know what? This guy is a different. He's a typical T20 bowler, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can help you with the new ball. Then the strength is that he can roll those fingers, right? And that is what is needed. And especially in Punjab and especially in wickets, the wickets turned, much on a slower side because the IPL is played in summers. It starts breaking, right? So these kind of bowlers, somebody like a Bhuvneshwar Kumar, somebody like a Harshal Patel, who are slower in pace, may not be as quick as a Mitchell Stark, or maybe may not be as quick as a Natarajan or a Jasprit Bumrah, or may not have that great Yorkers, but definitely he's effective because he's going to come and get you wickets. He may be expensive, but he'll get you wickets, big wickets as well, because the batters will be looking to go at you. They will come and attack you, but then you have that fingers, you have that variation in pace, you have that variation in line and length. That is what helps these T20 cricketers. And Harshal Patel, I think it's quite he's quite an interesting prospect when it comes to T20 cricket. May not be longer format, but definitely T20 cricket. Why not? Yeah, he's quite an effective.
And
player.
most definitely SRH would be very happy with this buy. But yeah, 8 crores for me personally, it seems a bit.
It's a little... I mean, I find it a little... They've overspent on him.
Overspent on Harshal Patel. But interesting name that has come up is Rachin Ravindra, and
it's very
CSK
interesting
immediately picking up their battle for
interestingly,
this.
CSK have this habit of rebuilding their existing team at the auctions.
Always
and they've
has
done
been.
it.
Always
They've
has
done it
been.
all the time. One surprising thing, Vineet, though, is Mumbai still hasn't come into the fray. Mumbai still hasn't picked a single player. Other than Mitchell Stark, I don't even remember them bidding for any of the players.
Yeah,
so they've been pretty silent on the auction table there.
When and the fact is, when you build a team, when you have 5 retentions already, that is core of your team is set. So what they are going is trying to see whatever is left in terms of they will have a strategy, and there's no point going for these big ticket players because all of their retentions are big ticket players.
Yeah,
There's been
yeah.
not a single
that's
what do you
true.
call an Abhishek Porel or somebody
In fact,
like a
even
Yash
their
Dayal kind of a
RTM
player.
is an uncapped RTM.
RTM is only on our cap,
Yeah.
so maybe a Nehal Vadera or Naman Dheer is the only thing. So Mumbai would be very frugal in terms of what they want to buy. They'll probably bide their time out and see everybody comes to their level, and even their purse is at 45 crores only. So they can't even go big on these players as well. Right now on Rachin Ravindra, RTM is enabled, and quite interestingly, just 3.2 crores. Punjab was the only team I think they were interested
That's
in
right.
Rachin Ravindra apart from a CSK. RTM has been enabled, and 4 crore is the price that has gone up
and
for
they've
Rachin
matched
Ravindra.
it.
They
They've
matched
matched
it. They matched it at 4 crore.
So Rachin Ravindran stays at
From
Chennai.
3.2 to 4 crore, I mean, that was not a kind of jump that probably would have forced Chennai Super Kings to backtrack. At 4 crore again, very, very good buy. A steal there, say similar amount as of Mahendra Singh Dhoni there, 4 crore. Rachin Ravindra, and as you said, to your point, they are rebuilding their
They're
team
rebuilding their
again.
same team.
Same
and
team
which has
again.
always been the case with Chennai at auctions.
Yeah.
They always pick the players who they have to release because of the auction rules. They bring them back into the team and keep more or less the team, the core of the team, the same. So, I mean, I'm not surprised at all that this is going to be a very interesting name, Ashwin.
CSK once again, and the
CSK is
the
going to
camera pans to
definitely,
CSK again.
definitely
Most
going to
definitely
go.
they look.
Yeah,
And yep, there it
there.
goes. There it goes. Stephen Fleming with the paddle up first at 2.4 crore for Ravichandran. Ashwin, there were a lot of talks. There were a lot of talks about Amaya that CSK, there could be a homecoming for Ashwin back at CSK. What would be the dynamics there? MS Dhoni, Ravichandran Ashwin, and all Stephen Fleming, the think tank. And just imagine the meeting that will happen with these guys there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be, I mean, I hope it happens for the sake of CSK fans and for Ashwin himself. He's towards the fag end of his career.
Yeah, that's true.
He's going to play maybe a season, couple of more seasons. So if he can spend those seasons at CSK, nothing like it for him as well as a player.
And you know what I think is, maybe 2-3 years down the line, you could see an Ashwin replacing Stephen Fleming at the the head coach's table there. I mean, more than capable of doing that. But yeah, Ravichandran Ashwin, interesting bid happening from CSK, and RCB also have thrown in their bids there. RCB, yeah. I mean, would they want a Ravichandran Ashwin there?
I think RCB, CSK, and there was another team in the fray. I think SRH. Did they bid for him?
I think it's just
between CSK and RCB.
Between CSK and RCB, it is there right now. 5.25 crore. I think anything less than 10 for Ravichandran Ashwin, I would still treat it as a bargain buy.
Oh, their Royals have got into it now.
Rajasthan Royals have got to get Ravichandran Ashwin. Deliberation. Rishabh Ashwin would feature in their scheme of things, especially with Chahal not there. But Rajasthan don't have much room to really go for a big bid for Ravichandran Ashwin there. But Amaya, what do you think? Ravichandran Ashwin 10 plus would be.
No, I don't think so. I think about between 8 and 9 is when they'll close.
8 is what Rupa says. Let's. 7.
Okay, Rupa's saying 7.
So 7's already there. 7.25 is right. It's crossed.
Yeah, I'm
so
thinking
Rajasthan
between 8 and 9.
Chennai do want Ravichandran Ashwin more than what Rupa thinks Chennai want Ashwin for. 7.25. Very interesting there.
There, CSK.
You have Rachin Ravindra and Ravichandran Ashwin also in that lineup. If it materializes, 7.75 is what the deliberations are at right now.
And Bangalore has backed off, so it's basically
I think
between
Bangalore's
RR
done.
and
Bangalore
CSK
strategy
now.
is just weird.
Yeah.
Bangalore strategy is just completely weird. Either they have just bungled up the first half of the auction. 9.
So at Ashwin's auction, I had said 9.
For him?
I said 9 for him.
He'll most likely go at, I think, not going beyond 9. I think 8. Oh, Rajasthan and Chennai both going hard at it. Royal Challengers Bangalore saying stay calm because we've got a plan. Plan A, B, C, Z. May have to invent another alphabet there, but honestly, don't see the Royal Challengers Bangalore having a plan. But Chennai going hard. It's 9.
Oh, it's gone past 9 now. It's gone
past 9 at 9.25 there.
Gone past 9, yeah.
So at 9.25, it's still Chennai and Rajasthan. Ravichandran Ashwin. Wow. In that lot, we have, what are we left with? Venkatesh Iyer, Mitchell Marsh, Glenn Maxwell, and Marcus Stoinis is also left in that bracket. Stoinis would be a big name. But the strategy, what do you think? The strategy for Rajasthan to bid on Ravichandran Ashwin at 9.75, they are not left with much of the purse.
Yeah, they are.
They are out 9.75, so it's
CSK.
Most likely it's Chennai, CSK.
Yeah.
Homecoming for Ravichandran Ashwin. It seems Chennai also deliberating a bit.
Okay. Yeah, they've got it. So Ashwin returns to Chennai.
Ashwin returns to Chennai at 9.75 crore, and we have Purnima Murli joining us from Chennai. Purnima, after a bit of a slumber for the Chennai Super Kings franchise, they've had quite a few buys, none bigger than Ravichandran Ashwin. Kind of a homecoming now for him at 9.75 crores. I was talking to Ameya here, the think tank or the table where their strategies would be discussed. Have an MS Dhoni, has a Ravichandran Ashwin, has a Stephen Fleming. That is going to be one fiery meeting rooms that is going to be.
In fact, Ashwin is something that CSK fans wanted him back to the CSK team. Earlier in the live you were saying, joining us is Vignesh. He's also someone who's interacted with Ravichandran Ashwin. So, Ravichandran Ashwin, he's not new. So now he's back to CSK. How does it feel?
Homecoming, and it's a wonderful feeling. When Ashwin is back to Chennai, so you can connect more locally, and what he has done for CSK and for Team India, it's all started from here. So coming back of Ashwin is something, a bright spot, because CSK needed a spinner badly. After we lost some of the key spinners, there was a season where we had to go in for Harbhajan Singh, but he was already past his prime. And then after he retired, we didn't get that particular kind of momentum in bowling. And with his batting as well, and at that armory that what he has got with his spin bowling, whether it's the carom ball or the off spinner, to a lot of different things, and he's still playing some good active cricket. So I feel that Ashwin is a very, very good pick for CSK.
Do you think it's worth the wait? Because from the beginning, CSK did bid, the team did bid, but they didn't buy anybody. So do you think it's worth the wait getting Ashwin back?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think what CSK did was pretty much right. They know the formula, they know the success formula, so they waited for the people, not just Ashwin. They waited for Devon Conway. They got somebody like Rahul Tripathi because Rahul Tripathi was actually not even in the radar for a lot of other teams, but they know the caliber of what Rahul Tripathi can provide. And now with Ashwin, I think 3 good buys, and they're going back to that winning formula that what CSK produced over the last few seasons and how successful they have been in IPL.
Well, you can see the excitement here. They are saying that CSK is all set to get back to the winning formula, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But many happy that Ashwin is finally back to the CSK team.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Purnima, for that. Yeah, Chennai Super King fans would be very much happy. And Rupa, your thoughts on Chennai Super Kings? You were calling it right.
Yeah, I was. It was quite a. Not an obvious choice, but there's this feeling that this could be. The last phase of his...
Did you have an insider input during the mock auction that you win?
I don't reveal my sources, but there was obviously the conversation was that there would be an avid interest for Ashwin to get back to Chennai.
And avid interest we are seeing for Venkatesh Iyer, and he has paid to 14 crores.
Not surprising.
Wow.
At all. In fact, just before you stepped back in, Vineet, we were having a conversation with Jamie and Amaya, and all of us were talking about how he could be a very, very big buy in this auction. Quality asset for any franchise, and I'm not surprised that Kolkata is going up there, because
Kolkata will most definitely go for him.
Yeah,
I think Kolkata was silent for this long, waiting for somebody like a Venkatesh Iyer, because they see the value in him. And frankly, with the kind of retentions they did, they just did not have the bandwidth to retain a Venkatesh Iyer. Yeah. If they had, they would have easily done that.
Yeah, Venkatesh Iyer, fabulous asset to have, no doubts there at all. He's more of a... He's a batting all-rounder, more than a bowling all-rounder. He loves to bat right at the top.
And as Jamie mentioned, big match player.
Can shuffle in anywhere. You can fit him in anywhere. Of course, he's probably more comfortable top of the order, but you could see him coming lower down as well.
Opens, plays top of the order for MP, has played top of the order for KKR, has come down at number 5 as well. Decent enough bowler. We have not seen much of his bowling, but again, very, very good line and length bowler. But then again, somebody, as Jamie also mentioned, big match player. When there is a need of him, he'll definitely step up. 20 crores, you might think he'll go for.
This is a little surprising though. Yes, he's a great player, and
so after I was thinking time we are getting this 20 plus. Yeah,
I was thinking 15 to 20, somewhere in between that, but clearly he's breaching that because
KKR.
And also Kolkata. I mean, who do they have in their? Whom have they got so far? I know you're diligently keeping notes, Vineet. Um, he's. Yeah, Kolkata has been very, very quiet through
Very
this
quiet
auction.
throughout the
So
auction.
this is their first big buy. So not surprising they're going after him.
Yeah, they'll definitely go after him. Purnima is still with us. We'll throw back to Purnima and get some thoughts in terms of, we've talked about Ravichandran Ashwin, but again, very, very frugal buys in Rahul Tripathi and couple of other guys as well. What's the sense there, Purnima, in terms of, we've talked about Ravichandran Ashwin, but the other buys, very frugal buys of Rahul Tripathi, Rachin Ravindra, it's kind of, Chennai Super Kings let go of their players and they buy them, all of them back again.
Well, it was a slow start for CSK because initially they were not ready to spend more than 8 crore rupees, and all eyes were on whether CSK is ready to spend more than 8 crores to get Ravichandran Ashwin. In fact, when Rahul's bidding was happening, many thought that perhaps CSK would, spend to get Rahul on board, but that didn't happen. Ashwin, they spent more than 8 crores. So how do you see the 4 buyers that CSK had purchased today? Are you happy? Do you think it's going to be a strong team? Is this the winning formula for CSK?
Absolutely, absolutely. Why I'm saying there is a winning formula is they have won with this particular side. It's not that you're going ahead and buying somebody who's pretty much new. Yes, of course, Rahul Tripathi is one new commodity over there. But if you see the crux of the team, they've still gone ahead with Devon Conway, who played for CSK and won matches for out in the top. And then you have somebody like a young kid like Rachin Ravindra, who's doing amazingly well for both New Zealand and as well as for Chennai Super Kings. The winning formula, why I said that is because Stephen Fleming, who is the head coach of CSK, knows his players and he gets a lot of buys from New Zealand because he is also a New Zealander. So that is also that particular combination which works out well along with MS Dhoni. MS Dhoni's input is still there. You might say that maybe he's not the captain, Ritu is the captain, but Talat Dhoni is always there with us.
So there you can see the excitement. It was a slow start, but now CSK is picking up and everyone here is waiting to see how many more players CSK will buy. But for now, they're all happy only because Ravichandran Ashwin is back. This is homecoming for a lot of CSK fans here.
Yes, we're all looking forward to that. I think it'll be amazingly emotional and it'll be nice to see Ashwin sort of back at Chepauk in yellow.
Yes.
In fact, it was IPL that got him a break into the national
side,
setup.
yeah, right.
So it'll be nice to see him. And even as we speak, Vineet, sold to Kolkata.
Kolkata Knight Riders, Royal Challengers Bangalore with an interesting tweet that no hesitation, time to cook, but they have been cooked it seems. 23.75 crores. Kolkata were very much interested in buying
Great
Venkatesh
buy.
Iyer. This, I think, probably is
Third
the most
highest, right?
surprising. Third highest right now, I think, but the most surprising bid at 20 plus. I mean, nobody expected Venkatesh Iyer to go over 20. As you mentioned, 15 is fine, but
Yeah.
20 they really, really wanted
Absolutely.
Venkatesh Iyer.
I think it's great that we sort of mentioned him also just before this lot came up. We were talking about what would the interest be like
Interest
and how
would be
much
for
he
the
would go for.
all-rounders, yeah.
Again, a very, very quality player there. I'm really, really happy for him. I'm
Most
super
definitely
happy for
quality
him.
player, and that really fits into their setup as well. KKR, look at the retentions that they had, and with Venkatesh Iyer slotting it at number 3, number 4, it's already looking like a very, very solid unit.
Oh, Bangalore suddenly
Marcus Stoinis,
woken
a
up to Marcus Stoinis.
former RCB player itself,
Yeah.
Marcus Stoinis, but for me, Rupa, I think Bangalore has really bungled up the auction so
I
far.
don't know. I mean, look, so far we've obviously, I mentioned this before. There is a pattern to every auction, especially with different franchises. There's a pattern that CSK, Chennai does when they are at an auction table. There's a pattern to it. There is a certain strategy to it. I am really lost as to what Bengaluru really wanted to try and come and do. I understand being a little conservative. It's a nice approach. I mean, there's still, the evening is still young.
Yeah.
We have a lot more interesting players. But my only thought was, why couldn't they really push for certain components, especially at the marquee list when they had the
They had the bandwidth to do it. They could have easily done that. Coming into the auction with the second biggest purse and not really pushing in that 1 hour of 2 marquee set players is, I think, would cost Royal Challengers Bangalore here. And they've bungled up a lot. And Marcus Stoinis, again, former RCB player, I don't know how much they'll go for. They're up against Chennai Super Kings now. Chennai going for Marcus Stoinis.
Remember,
Wow,
remember
interesting.
Marcus Stoinis hit that amazing knock against Chennai.
Chennai, right.
Especially in that game which where Lucknow beat Chennai. I'm surprised Lucknow haven't gone up for him. But truth be told, maybe see, my thinking is maybe we're waiting for Bengaluru to come back in. Maybe Bengaluru is biding its time. They're waiting for a few more players to come in, value buys, and then maybe just punt on a few additional players. Maybe they feel that their right to match cards might rake up a lot of interest, whether it's Will Jacks.
Definitely.
Or whether it's maybe even Faf or Glenn Maxwell. So maybe
Faf,
they're sort of
Glenn
hoarding
Maxwell,
up for that.
Cameron Green, maybe, yeah, of course. So we'll move to Sudat from Bangalore. Sudat, we were discussing about Bangalore and how they probably have not, hit their stride when it comes to auctions. Now they're up against Chennai Super Kings. So Marcus Stoinis. And Rupa here was talking about every team having a pattern. For me, I mean, there's no pattern for RCB. That's the pattern for them.
Really, it looks like, I heard from a couple of fans that are probably saving up money for an unbox event. So quite a few jokes going around in that
That's
regard.
a nice one.
It's definitely a little this is definitely a little bewildering, and RCB have really not hit a stride. But perhaps there is a clear strategy in place. As you said, they're going for a few value buys. I think they could go for a few spinners, someone like Harpreet Brar. They could go for someone like William O'Rourke.
Washington
There are a lot of few players, a few value buys that they could go for. So I think they are biding their time. I hope to get someone like Kudzia, Phil Salt, or at least Will Jacks for that matter. I think Will Jacks would be
RTM on Will Jacks is most likely
it has long
auctioned
been
there.
talked upon that, Yeah, so I think it's long been talked upon that, RTM could be possible on Will Jacks. So I think you have to remain and see. I think they're biding their time. They want to save up a lot more money and then snatch some quick value buys towards the end. So I think they're biding their time. You never know. Devdutt Padikkal is someone they could go back to towards the end. He went unsold initially.
Yeah.
They could very well purchase him for a cheap price and play him at his original opening slot. I've had enough of seeing Devdutt Padikkal play at all other spots apart from the opening slot. I think it's time he just gets back to the opening slot. So you could very well see some quick value buys from RCB towards the end, and I'm hoping that happens because right now it seems like they're literally sleeping. I don't know.
So that they've woken up. So that they've woken up because they're giving Punjab a bit of a fight for Marcus Stoinis. Might be one of their biggest buys yet because it's gone up to 11 crores now. This will be one of their top buys because their only buy was Liam Livingston, if I'm not mistaken, for 8.75 crores.
8.75 crores.
Quite a good, quite a decent buy actually. It's a good
Decent
one.
buy at 8.5 crores, and if you add a Marcus Stoinis there, wow. What if they'll RTM and Glenn Maxwell also? You build a team of all-rounders there.
Yeah.
But Marcus Stoinis, a former RCB player itself, does have a lot of value. And let's see. Going up against Punjab Kings with that big purse, it will be interesting to see. But so that, as you were mentioning, quite bewildered in a way how RCB have gone about it, but that has been the case in terms of their auction strategies, right? They put up a very batting heavy lineup, then they won't have the bowling to do it. Do you think any changes that you might see as you talked about the bargain buys, they're looking more towards these all-rounders rather than having these big ticket batters stacking up the top order or stacking up the batting order in general?
I think it's a clear strategy. I think I expect that, especially with someone like Dinesh Karthik being a mentor, I think he has a bit of a say in this as well. He's a very smart cricketing brain. I think he has a clear strategy in place. They want to get these quick value buys. They want to get some good all-rounders to the side. I think they want to expand
we want to break some very sad news to you at this point. Marcus Stoinis has been sold to Punjab for 11 crores. And that's what we're hearing right now. Bengaluru.
Crores.
So
Bengaluru
that's disappointment clearly
another.
visible on the screen there. Bengaluru again not going the extra mile. I wonder who they're saving that.
I have no idea why they're doing that. I mean, they have so much of a purse left, they can very well go for it.
But you know what? What was the biggest surprise there? Lucknow refusing to use their RTM on Marcus Stoinis. So again, clear thing that they did not want to retain Marcus Stoinis, one of their star batters, star players in their last campaign. So Lucknow...
Krunal Pandya? Are they keeping that for Krunal?
Maybe for Krunal Pandya. That's now looks most likely for Krunal Pandya.
Don't know.
Quite interesting there, but yeah, Marcus Ryan is a land for Punjab. Punjab are just
Was
going
was
on a spree.
QDK with Lucknow?
Lucknow, QDK was
Maybe
with Lucknow.
QDK,
Maybe QDK, maybe Krunal.
What is their RTM? Is for uncapped or it's
For
Lucknow?
we'll have to check for Lucknow. Their RTM is one cap player.
So it could
it could be Krunal, could be QDK there.
Yeah,
But RCB losing out on a lot of buys. I mean, you cannot fault RCB for trying there, so that of course, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, but surely one of Harshdeep, Rabada, Pant or KL, surely one among them could have been bought. I mean, with that kind of purse, I think they could take a lot more risks. I don't know what's exactly the strategy behind this. Are they going for some kind of local Indian players itself? Are they scouting out for some local Indian talent for their fast bowling? Are they looking for someone like Karthik Tyagi or someone else? I don't know, because clearly they're not willing to go beyond 12 to 13 crores. They've rarely bid beyond such an amount. So I think they're done. Are they done with the days of going on just big ticket players and just filling it with stars? And are they looking at just buying some local talent and then building a generation of players for a few more years to go ahead? I don't know what's the thinking process behind this, but surely they can be a lot more active at this auction. Surely 2 purchases could have been made so far. Some really good purchases could have been made. One of KL or Pant could have surely been possible. I don't know what the thought process really was going on.
So that really speaking like a true Bengaluru IPL team fan there, we can hope. You can definitely hope. There's a lot of time in this auctions. Let's hope that something comes out from the remainder of the day. But I hear maybe Washington Sundar might spark some interest.
Washington Sundar will most definitely spark some interest.
You might get Washi Sundar, so that who knows, and some RTMs, some costly RTMs.
3 RTMs, of course, yes. Will Jacks have definitely.
But seriously, all I really request for is they just get one good pacer. They get one good all-round pacer for Chinnaswamy, because I can't see just getting some random person spending 12 crores, 13 crores. No offense, but someone like Alzari Joseph, and to get just carted out of the stadium. So I hope I don't see that.
Alzari was not too bad for GT.
Solid bike. I thought.
Maybe Prasidh Krishna or Vijay Kumar Vyas, both of the local boys who know
as long as injury doesn't eat up
Chinnaswamy.
one of them.
Yeah, most definitely. So currently the bid is for
Let's see where
Mitchell
it goes.
Stark.
But
Yeah, go ahead, Sudhir.
I think, but I think I really missed. I think one of Rabada or Arshdeep, they really could have got one of them, because Arshdeep again shows a lot of variety. He would have been suitable for something like Chinnaswamy. I think he really has those variations necessary, or even someone like Rabada, because I mean, even though he's not touted to be a great T20 bowler, I think with his kind of international experience and quality, they could have purchased someone like that. But again, remains to be seen. I'm at least hoping they would go for someone like Kotzia. I think he adds a lot of value. Raw pace, is smart thinking bowler, can also hit those few lusty blows. So, or they can go for someone like Marco Janssen as well. So I think there are a few more options that RCB can try upon, but God, they should start being a little more loose with their purse, because they have a lot of purse remaining. I cannot see them just stop at 11-12 crores and go, okay,
Don't worry, Sudat. Don't worry. Glenn Maxwell is up next. I think you should stick around and just see what happens here, because if this also doesn't go your way, I hope there is some. I hope you're near a food stall or somewhere where you can sit and you can have.
It's not going Glenn Maxwell's way at all, I think. Nobody is bidding.
Wait, hold on. What's happening
It's
here?
complete silence for Glenn Maxwell.
Oh, there's a right to
Nobody's
match
bidding
option.
for Maxwell?
No one's
Maxwell
bid
is
just yet.
up and nobody
God.
seems interested.
Wait, there's a right to match option in case no one goes.
Even if
Isn't
This
there?
auction is rigged.
If
somebody
no one
has to
bids,
bid, no, for
someone-
RTM. Somebody has to bid for an RTM to be
Oh
enabled.
my god.
Somebody
No,
has
but
to.
even if he
But
goes
they can go
unsold,
for 2 crores.
okay,
yeah.
Hyderabad has started
Hyderabad,
the bid.
finally Hyderabad at 2 crores for Glenn Maxwell.
Yeah.
But then again, the big show we have talked about, we saw David Warner getting unsold. Do you think it's time franchises move away from now Glenn Maxwell? Now they see that the peak is gone. I mean, to invest in and to hope, as you mentioned, that to to invest in somebody like him, similar to a Mitchell Stark, where he'll give you 1 or 2 matches. Do you think franchises are moving away from that strategies where invest in that
So
kind of a
that's
player?
what, in fact, this is the conversation that we were having earlier. So apparently there was this list that was made of players in the red when it came to consistency and players in the
Right.
green when it comes to consistency, and Maxwell is in green. Maxwell
Maxwell
is
is
in
in
green.
green.
You will be surprised. That's
Wow.
what I'm saying. It feels like he's not performing, but you will be really surprised because here's a player who chips in with that ball. He does a bit in the field.
But how
He
much
is a
of how much of bowling has we seen of Maxwell in the IPL?
But if you look at the last season, he had a good season.
Season was
Bangalore
good,
made
yeah.
to the playoffs. He notched up a couple of 50s, if I'm not mistaken, that season.
Hmm.
I mean, that's okay. You can't expect to win an IPL with all of you, with at least with 7 of your 11 players firing. That doesn't work.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
want one player to stand up in a particular match for that to happen. So I won't be surprised if Bengaluru right to matches Glenn Maxwell.
Wow, CSK bidding for Glenn Maxwell. Wow. In that case, the CSK RCB Kaveri clash would be quite interesting. Glenn Maxwell donning the yellow against the red
Oh God.
at Chinnaswamy.
That's a very it's a very strange sight. I was just
Would
when we
be
were
very
talking about
strange
Lewis
sight.
Hamilton in red next
Red,
year for
yeah,
Ferrari.
absolutely.
I mean Maxwell in yellow. I mean yeah he's an Aussie. I get it. But in
You are not
CSK
an
yellow
Aussie in
is just is a strange sight.
But
they're-
interesting, why is Chennai Super Kings going for Glenn Maxwell? They already have Shivam Dube,
They have
the
Shivam
all-rounder.
Dube.
They have Ravindra Jadeja, the all-rounder. Quite interesting that they're going for. They have Rachin Ravindra per se, an all-rounder. Why do they want to stack up
No,
their
so-
lineup with another all-rounder?
No, so I understand the comparison that you make with Shivam Dube and Glenn. I understand that still because you're looking at a similar
not
sort
much
of a role.
Jadeja, not much of Jadeja, of course. Yeah.
You're looking at a similar role, but I won't compare him to Rachin. Rachin is your top order bat. Is a little more. It's a different mold. I mean, they're also looking at someone who can possibly come in case you need that firepower, and Shivam Dube is not giving you that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you'll have to sort of obviously shuffle around your.
Most definitely.
Your-
Dube predominantly was used as an impact player.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So if
yeah.
that's the case, then they're probably looking at Maxwell to sort of step into that if that doesn't work out.
Punjab going.
Yeah, Punjab is
for-
right now in the bidding war with Chennai.
Wasn't Punjab the team Glenn Maxwell really did in his book?
Yes.
Quite interesting.
But Punjab was
that
also the
Punjab-
team that he had the best season with
Best
as well.
season, absolutely best
Yeah.
season. One of the best season for any player,
Yeah.
like you could imagine.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting and there's a bit of deliberation. So the person who's sitting at the Chennai franchise table at the corner, he's an analyst. He worked with Kolkata before that.
Oh.
Damn sharp, super sharp, and he was in fact responsible for Sunil Narayan to open the innings.
With Kolkata.
With Kolkata, that was his brainchild. So, so quite a sharp head when it comes to picking players and
Quite interesting that
And
Maxwell's
going with
bid has been like in a meandering way. Not many bidders there. Punjab deliberating. You have Chennai deliberating.
Bangalore is still
4.2
in the
crore.
hunt.
Bangalore still in the hunt with the RTM, of course.
Yes.
Bangalore can. But at this point, at 4.20, Bangalore would be more than happy to RTM Maxwell. More than happy to.
Gladly
They'll
take
up.
it in. Yes, so why not? They have 3 RTM options available, and it's sold. There's no RTM.
Sold
Did they not?
to PBKS, and as I said, they have moved on. RCB moving on from Glenn Maxwell. They have not RTM Glenn Maxwell. Wow, that's
Oh
interesting.
my God. Sudat,
RCB are waiting for
is
some
Sudat
miracle.
there? Is he still standing or has he collapsed somewhere? Has Sudat collapsed on the floor with this also? Sudat. Glenn Maxwell also.
Gone.
Sala. Bye bye.
4.2 crores and you're not RTMing him. 4.2
What's happening,
crores.
Sudat? What's happening?
You see glimpses of Mumbai there.
Are we planning to take the field with just 6 to 7 players? Do we not want 11? I don't know what's happening. I mean, surely Maxwell at 4.2 crores is a steal. Like, I mean, I would go so far as 7 to 8 crores, no problem. I fail to understand what's RCB's strategy here. Are they just planning to go with some low-key players so that no one focuses on them?
I think they're probably
I don't
going
know. Is
for
there some
their
kind of weird
players who
strategy
can
where
give them consistency. As simple as that. They are not going for their big ticket players, hoping for them to give you 2 or 3 good matches. They are looking at players who can give you 14 good games throughout the season. And in Maxwell, that's what I'm telling you, that even though he might be in the green, for me is that consistency factor where the peaks and the lows and the peaks are just too much for a Maxwell to be put in that consistency category.
I had a few slow months post the World Cup as well, but yeah, I would have loved to have Maxwell in my squad any day. It's just we're just wondering, with that purse of 70 crores, what is Bengaluru waiting for? I'm just
Bangalore
trying
may
to
be
figure.
waiting for wicket keepers, which is actually the next lot with Quinton de Kock, QDK, Ramanullah Gurbaz. Oh, the big
Oh,
one.
they will try to go to Quinton for sure. They will
Big
try to
one.
go to
The
Quinton.
big one coming up in this
Ishan
lot is
Kishan.
Ishan Kishan. You also have a Phil Salt. You also have a very, very
Jitesh
good buyer,
Sharma.
Jitesh Sharma. Could be one of the stories of the IPL.
Yeah.
My bet is Mumbai is going for Jitesh Sharma.
Nice.
This is where they'll wake up. Interesting bit. I mean, wicket keepers, very high premium commodity there, and most of them, all of them, apart from Jitesh Sharma, are opening bats.
Yeah.
QDK, Gurbaz, Ishan Kishan, Phil Salt,
Yeah.
and Jitesh Sharma. And Jitesh Sharma also one of the reasons why I do think Mumbai may, or most of the teams would, because he's the only player, wicketkeeper batter, one of the few who's a finisher. Otherwise, you're looking at all top order batters.
I
from
love,
a
I
wicketkeeper
love what I see of Jitesh Sharma. I have to agree with you, Vineet. Quite a quality player. Easily, again, someone whom I think a lot of people will go after. If you have someone like Jitesh on your side, what a power packed lineup that is bound to be. But yes, so that you're still there. Thoughts on the wicket keepers? What's Bangalore going to look at? I mean, they. I mean, do you think they'll probably Mumbai and Bengaluru will have a say in this lot coming up?
I don't know. I think, as you pointed out, I think they could go for Ishan Sharma. They could go for Jitesh Sharma. I think Ishan Kishan is also good bet. But again, QDK, I'm not entirely sure they would go down that route. QDK too has been off late very iffy, and again, it seems like he's going through a clear slide. I'm not sure QDK is at his best years. I think it's past him. But I think they can definitely go for someone like Jitesh Sharma. I think he would be an excellent buy, lower order batter, who give those quick runs. But once again, with someone like Liam Livingstone already being there, would they go for Jitesh Sharma? I'm not entirely sure. I think they should go for someone like Ishan Kishan. I think he can open with Virat Kohli, make absolute use of that power play, ensure that Virat settles into the game and goes on to play as long as possible. But I think having someone like Ishan Kishan, just give him that freedom to play those first 6 overs as he likes, go all guns blazing. I think he would be a good buy. If they get him anywhere below 10 CR, I think that would be a steal. Anything above that, as you have seen, they just stop bidding after 11 to 12 CR. So I don't know how far they'll go for Ishan Kishan, but I think they should definitely try for Ishan Kishan. He would be a good bet.
Yes, Sudat. The set that's coming up next is very, very interesting. I'm sort of very, very curious how this will go up. The next is the wicketkeeper slot. A lot of interesting names there, and the fast bowlers. I'm keeping my eyes peeled out for these players, guys.
Fast bowlers lot would be very interesting.
I'm keeping my eyes peeled out for these names: Ishan Kishan, Phil Salt, Jitesh Sharma, Trent Bolt, Josh Hazelwood, as much as you might think otherwise, but Josh Hazelwood. I'm also very curious about T. Natarajan. I want to know. I feel that's going to be a nice little
CSK,
contest there.
another.
Why not, right? But I keep thinking, but I feel like I want him to go to his own state, and state franchise. But will they bid for him? I don't know. There's been a shift in strategy when it comes to MS versus Rituraj.
Oh yeah,
Rituraj is more of depends on the pace bowlers rather than the spinners. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yes, most
change
definitely,
in
yes. Yes, most definitely. There is that shift. You can see that. I mean, when Rituraj took over, it was more of pacers, less of your spin bowlers. That was probably the reason why you didn't see Mitchell Santner play a lot of games last season also.
Yes.
But yeah, in that sense, I mean, we do talk about MS Dhoni in terms, but we are also forgetting, Rituraj Gaikwad will
Absolutely.
also have his, inputs in this
Absolutely.
auction. So it might be that way that they'd be looking at.
So what I've also observed so far, Vineet, is that I think when it comes to this last season, MS took a step back
Very
and let
much.
Ruturaj sort of take charge when it came to games and strategies. You could see the evident shift in that. So, which is why I feel like, okay, they might actually have this eye out for a lot of these pacers. Though Ashwin was a very emotional call, and I like that call actually. I think that's one of my favorite buys so far. What
Ashwin.
was yours?
My favorite buy, wow, would be difficult. Not kind of favorite buy. I would say, Delhi. Going for KL Rahul was one of the most, I wouldn't say absurd, but very strange call there for Delhi.
Yeah.
My favorite buy,
But they'll
in
be happy to
terms-
get a captain for 14.
Captain KL Rahul, yeah, at 14, that'll be great. Didn't have much of a captaincy, what you call that reputation there at LSG. Why do
No,
you
my
want to
thing is-
have somebody there?
No, my
That's
thing is getting a captain for that price tag.
for that price tag, most definitely, yes. For this price tag, most definitely, yes. Apart from that, look, for me, the best buy so far, I'll have to go with LSG, the way they went for Rishabh Pant.
I agree.
That's probably the best
Gun
buy
move.
so far.
Gun move by them.
Gun move, they went just gung ho with them,
Yeah.
and with, even though they spent 27.5 crores, they'll probably get good value out of him. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
yes.
So let's look at we are at a break. So let's look at the breakups there. First of all, what is left for Gujarat Titans? Gujarat Titans are left with 30.25 crores with only 3 buys for them: Josh Butler, Mohammad
Nice.
Siraj, Kagiso Rabada. In many ways, this looks a very settled unit. With you already have a Rashid Khan, you already have
Shah Rukh,
a finisher,
Tewatia.
two finishers in Tewatia and Shah Rukh Khan, and you have a Rashid Khan. You also added quite good number of a couple
have
of
Josh
bowlers.
Butler. I
Josh
love
Butler
that
you have
addition.
added. For Chennai Super Kings, big buys in Ravichandran Ashwin, Devon Conway, Rachin Ravindra, Rahul Tripathi. Again, Dhoni, Pathirana, Gaikwad, Jadeja, Dubey. This looks like a playing 11.
Solid.
Solid playing 11 for me. They've gone for top-notch players
I
right
like
up the
Lucknow as
start.
well. If that's next. Oh, what Delhi's
In
next?
fact, Delhi. Quite interesting. KL Rahul we discussed. Mitchell
Yeah.
Stark, for me, it's overpriced at 11.75.
But
But,
still-
the two names that they've got, Jake Fraser-McGurk, Harry Brook.
Fabulous.
They had these players, and this is the future. And if a mega auction comes
Fabulous.
in next 2 years, these two guys would be the hot properties. By the time the next auction comes around, hopefully for Delhi, these two guys fire. For Kolkata Knight Riders, quite interesting. You only have one buy at Venkatesh Iyer at 22.75. Punjab Kings, 32.55 crores left. Look at the buys for them. Shreyas Iyer, 26.75. Arshdeep at 18 crores. Chahal at 18 crores. Marcus Stein is at 11 crore. Glenn Maxwell 4.2. Very interesting buys, and they had 2 RTMs in Prab Simran and Shashank Singh also. And from Lucknow Super Giants, they're left with what, 29.110 crore. Rishabh Pant, of course, their biggest buy. They also had Mitchell Marsh, they also had Aiden Markram, they also had David Miller. And moving on to RCB, I think Sudat is there joining with us. Sudat, you still see a turnaround for RCB there. RCB are still left with 72.25 crores only by being Liam Livingston there. How are RCB going to turn this around now? How do you think they'll turn it around?
Well, first start, I thought they were just planning to take the field with just 5 to 6 players, but hoping that doesn't happen. But yeah, I think they're waiting. I think they're going to wait till the end of the auction. They're going to hope to see all the other teams exhaust their resources and then get some quick value buys. I think that is
Accelerated
the
auctions
strategy.
maybe
I think
is
that's
their best
probably
strategy going
possibly the
forward.
only thing I can. I think I think they're going to go for one wicket keeper and then just go all out for fast bowlers. I think this is possibly their strategy. They're waiting for the fast bowlers to come. I think they've decided to stop focusing too much on batters like the past and keep their bowling short. This has always been the problem with RCB. They invest heavily on batting and always fall short on bowling. I think this is exactly what they're going to do. Once the bowlers come out, I think RCB are going to go all out. I'm just hoping they go all out and get some really good buys, because I think on Chinnaswamy they do want to ensure that their bowling attack is not vulnerable in any way, and I think they're just looking for some explosive batters, but they're ensuring that their bowling is solid. I think possibly this is the only thing I can think of for now. I think they finally decided to say enough is enough. All these years we have always fell short on bowling, and it's time that we equip our bowling suitably to ensure that at least in Chinnaswamy we can make it a fortress once and for all. Because winning those 7 games at Chinnaswamy has been a huge problem for RCB over the years, and I think this time around I want to ensure that happens, and I think exactly why they're going to focus on fast bowlers especially, and I'm hoping they do that.
Yeah, of course, fast bowlers is a good strategy in terms of trying to win you matches. But then in Kannada, do you actually feel you can make Chinnaswamy a fortress with your bowlers? It has to be batters. Chinnaswamy is such a high-scoring venue that beat any bowler, maybe apart from a Malinga or a Bumrah, you are going to go for runs. So that strategy of trying to build a fortress, similar to how what SRH did with their pace bowling attack of Bhuvaneshwar and Rashid Khan and maybe T. Natarajan to an extent, that they created Rajiv Gandhi Uppal Stadium as a fortress with their bowling. In Chinnaswamy, you can't really do that, can you?
No, you can't. Basically, as you said, that you need batters to make it a fortress. It's a small boundary. You need to hit a good 220, 240. But the issue with RCB has always been that they have had a gun batting lineup. They have had the likes of Gale, De Villiers, Kohli, Yuvraj, McCallum, Watson. And they have gone on to score 230s, 240s. But then the other team has chased that down. So that has always been an issue with RCB. They have always been a very batting heavy side. So I am more than happy if they want to balance it out, if they want to invest in bowlers along with the batters. You can't just make it a bowling heavy team now. It's Chinnaswamy, as you said. You need batters, you need big hitters. And RCB... See, I have no idea what is RCB thinking. I'm not saying that they should have gone for every second player.
But the strategy has lacked a bit of spunk. That is what it is.
Absolutely.
But we'll move on to Rishabh Pant, the talk of the town, of course. And we have Suresh Raina talking about Rishabh Pant and the buy. Just a reminder, Pant went to LSG at the highest ever buy at 27 crores. Most likely he'll be the captain.
Yeah.
Us, the panel here, were divided in terms of, did he merit that kind of money? But that was something expected. So let's hear into what Suresh Raina has to say, Geo Star IPL expert there, Suresh Raina on Rishabh Pant.
What are your thoughts on Rishabh Pant being sold at today's auction for a record price?
Rishabh Pant, I think it's a great buy for Lucknow Super Giant. और केएल राहुल लखनऊ से दिल्ली गए, ऋषभ पंत दिल्ली से लखनऊ गए, और कप्तानी उसके बाद जिस तरीके उनका जो मास्टरमाइंड है बैटिंग का, फिर उनकी कीपिंग, और लखनऊ में ना अभी बहुत लोग उनके बहुत बड़े फ़ैन हैं, और जिस तरीके से ब्रांड वैल्यू लेके आते हैं, आई थिंक इट्स ए ग्रेट पिक। और जिस तरीके से उनके ओनर को ज़हीर खान के आते ही जो एक ऋषभ पंत जो बिगेस्ट ब्रांड है आईपीएल में राइट नाउ, तो उनके लिए बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं रखना।
Shreyas Iyer reunites with Ricky Ponting at Punjab this time. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think he's been amazing. I think उसका जो बॉन्डिंग है, जिस तरीके से रिकी पॉन्टिंग के साथ जब वो थे उस टाइम पे वो क्वालिफाई भी करे थे, और जो पंजाब की टीम में शेर वहाँ पर है, युजवेंद्र चहल वहाँ पर है, अर्शदीप सिंह वहाँ पर है, और उनकी जो टीम बन रही है, प्रभ सिमरन, शशांक सिंह, तो आई थिंक मुझे लगता है शेर इज़ ए गुड लीडर एंड ही कैन डू रियली वेल अगेंस्ट ऑल द टीम्स। और अभी फॉर्म में यस्टरडे ही स्कोर्ड 100, तो मुझे लगता है कि अच्छा पिक किया था शेर को पंजाब में।
Finally, very quickly, your thoughts on KL going to LSG for a price of slightly less than what is expected?
KL Rahul gone to Delhi. I think it's a very good pick, और इतने लो प्राइस में वो गए हैं वहाँ पर, और काफ़ी अच्छे लीडर हैं, अच्छे कप्तान भी रहे हैं काफ़ी अपनी टीम के। मुझे लगता है उनका एक्सपीरियंस बहुत काम आएगा। अक्षर पटेल कप्तान होंगे, केएल राहुल वो देखेंगे किस तरह से वो प्लानिंग करते हैं, और लगता है कि केएल राहुल आई थिंक वो ओपन करेंगे। उनका जो टीम का जो एटमॉस्फेयर होगा, इट विल बी अमेजिंग फॉर दैम।
Well, so Suresh Raina clearly mentioning there, kind of very interesting that he mentioned was it's not just about the player but about the brand as well. The brand of Rishabh Pant, LSG, bringing in that brand. I think that is very much interesting. That one thing that he said, it's not just about the player or the captain, the brand that he brings in.
I see. This for me. I obviously good for LSG. They have gone all out and they have bought Rishabh Pant. They now have a brand, as you said. But I am not a fan of this partnership. Rishabh Pant and LSG. I mean, I know that LSG fans might not like this, but I don't see this turning out into what LSG is probably expecting out of this relationship. No particular reason, but I believe Rishabh Pant, the kind of player he is, and we have all seen how LSG as a team they have been Lucknow, and also the conditions, the Lucknow Stadium, the Ekana Stadium, the kind of pitches that Lucknow gives, not so suitable. I mean, a Delhi pitch was perfect for someone like Rishabh Pant, and obviously he's not going back to Delhi. But LSG,
But yeah, I think we have discussed Rishabh Pant quite a lot, and Jamie is back again. If you throw Rishabh Pant back at Jamie is not going to like it now because he's spoken his mind a lot. But quite interesting, Jamie. KKR has now acquired Quinton de Kock at 3.6 crore. They had they had Phil Salt.
Yeah.
They had Rahmanullah Gurbaz, who were coming in this lot, yet they have gone for QDK at 3.6. Very interestingly, no RTM enabled by LSG there on QDK. Jamie, your thoughts?
No, it's a very good buy. I mean, he's past his prime most likely, but he's still a very good purchase. Keeping करता है, fit है, lefty है. जब चलता है तो spinners को टांगता है, pace bowlers को टांगता है. More often than not, he gives you a start in the power play. So I think that's a very good deal for someone like Quinton de Kock.
But Kanav, do you think Quinton de Kock, very similar to Maxwell and a few others, retired from at least one format of the game, they can keep up to that intensity, and you're seeing they've just gone. The peak is probably gone.
I sort of believe what you are saying, but then again with Quinton de Kock, I still believe he has a year or two left in him of T20 cricket. He can serve whatever team obviously he was planning to go in or he was supposed to go in. Now that he's in KKR, he will obviously serve well. But as of now, we are talking about a KKR keeper.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but one big update, or maybe Johnny Bairstow has gone unsold for now. Johnny Bairstow has gone unsold, and Jamie is 2-0 in terms of what his predictions were on the 5 players who might go unsold. Johnny Bairstow, will come to Jamie itself. I mean, the logic behind Johnny Bairstow being unsold, because for me, I look at Johnny Bairstow and I see somebody, if he's there available as an Englishman, he is a value for money buy for any franchisee. But of course, not the franchisees think the same way, and neither do you.
I just think, Vinny, these kind of players who are out of favor with international cricket, who are often injured, if you're not scoring in 6 out of 12, 14 games, there's no value, right? So I'm also surprised someone like Harry Brook. Harry Brook in Asia in white ball cricket has done nothing. He got that 100, but he had 10 failures for Hyderabad. So these players, look, Johnny Bairstow, optics, recency bias, he's not playing for England in any format, right? He's just playing T10. वहाँ भी कुछ खास form नहीं है, Last year for Punjab, 2 good innings out of 10. So in this day and age, if you're in the mid 30s, you're not doing much. I can see why the value drops, which is why on the CricketNext channel, he was one of my 5 big names who would be unsold. So I'm not surprised at all. You have to be like a Quinton de Kock. He's still playing every single league out there, right? He's active. Bairstow क्या कर रहा है? एक T10 league खेल रहा है. Not enough to fetch you an IPL contract, to my mind. Again, might come back tomorrow, as could David Warner. But right now, not surprised.
Yeah, but basically they're looking at these overseas players. If they come back on the accelerated auction, if they have enough money, they can probably have them as your bargain buys or cheap buys. On the other hand, the other spectrum of it is somebody like Phil Salt, who's currently on the bidding table and has zoomed up to 8.25 crores from a 2 crore bracket with finally RCB and KKR. Wow, they just bought QDK. Why do they need Phil Salt again? But RCB Finally, get something, get somebody.
I swear to God, RCB, I have no idea what they have been doing. But for once, we also saw Mumbai Indians in the beginning.
Mumbai Indians in the
they
beginning.
are here.
Yeah,
They are here
yeah.
officially. They are here, and they were interested in Phil Salt. Obviously, they are not anymore. It's RCB and KKR who are fighting for Phil Salt. But with English players, my take has always been that their availability has always been a huge question mark. They either they are not available or they leave midway through the tournament for their international commitments. And is that a factor, Jamie? Do you think that is a factor that English players more often than not, either someone like Ben Stokes or somebody else, either they are not available for a year or two, or else they play half of the league and they go back to play an international series? Is that a big factor that the teams must be thinking about?
It has been a factor, but I don't think it's going to be a factor from this IPL going forward. Look at the Johnny Bairstow comparison. Johnny Bairstow was number one opener keeper, right? Now you're not playing three formats. Phil Salt is doing fantastic things for England as a T20 player. He's now scoring one-day runs, and the injury to Jordan Cox, it could be that in the next 1 week, Phil Salt becomes a test player. So look at the dilemma. You're hot property, and you had you were more important than Sunil Narayan to my mind.
Yeah.
You flew back for the knockouts, but you're batting. We talk about Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma. Sunil Narayan and Phil Salt, they started that revolution, and it's their team that ended up being IPL winners. So it's just recency bias and optics. Johnny Bairstow, poor IPL season, dropped from all three formats. Keeper, batsman, another Englishman, could be capped in all three formats next week. You have to be making the right noises. So I'm also not surprised that Glenn Maxwell went for such a small amount. I mean, I saw him. I was talking earlier, Kana, before you came. I saw him in the recent Pakistan series.
Yeah.
Haris Rauf ने तो उसका number लिया था, So it's just you just with each passing year, and now we've seen get Pat Cummins or Mitchell Stark के price tag के बाद, teams are not hesitating. There's no 17, 18. Now we're seeing 23, 24, 26. To get that kind of money, you have to be making headlines. And frankly, Warners, Maxwell's, Bairstows, they're not making headlines.
Yep, absolutely. And I think Phil Salt, the bid has gone up to 10.5 crore, and it's still between RCB and Kolkata. RCB, I think, has the current bid as of now.
RCB with the current bid. I think it's high time RCB, zero down on somebody. I mean, it's going pear-shaped. It's going downhill for them if they are not able to compete. Yeah. And for me, KKR, I really don't see the sense of why they'll go so hard for Phil Salt, because they already had him and they just bought Quinton de Kock. It's going to be that kind of a scenario where you have a Rahmanullah Gurbaz, you also have a Phil Salt, and you end up playing just one of them and not playing the other guy. But quite interesting how KKR's strategy here is in terms of going with Phil Salt. But of course, I mean, if you look at the kind of performances he put in for KKR, you don't want to let go of this kind of a player.
Yeah,
maybe QDK is the backup and Phil Salt was their primary number one choice.
Maybe both of them open together.
Both of them open together with Sunil Narayan, Andre Russell.
Why would you buy two wicket keepers, two openers, and then keep one on bench? Especially not just an uncapped or a youngster, an overseas former South African player, an English player, together in a team, both wicket keepers, both opener batters. You already have a Sunil Narayan. There must be some plan. There has to be some plan, because I don't know plans as of now. So I don't know what plans certain teams have. RCB, I don't know if they'll get Phil Salt or
but
not.
This is quite interesting you mentioned. Jamie, KKR, do you think with QDK, if they are able to get Phil Salt, you would have QDK, Phil Salt, Narayan and Russell as their four overseas players?
I don't know. It's tricky, because it's not the first time that KKR have kept four keepers.
Yeah.
They had Gurbaz. They had another. Who did they? They had Jagadish, and they had another overseas. Was it
Litton Das?
So we've seen them. We've seen them have four keepers and not have a blooming clue what to do with them. But for me, getting de Kock. Look, you've taken de Kock. You're gonna play him in 14 matches. So interesting. I would. For RCB's sake, I would hope they get Phil Salt, because
they have got Phil Salt at 11.50 crores.
Very good.
They have their openers probably set in Virat Kohli and Phil Salt. The openings pretty much sorted.
No Ishan Kishan for them.
So that means no Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan is not definitely. I don't think RCB are going for Ishan Kishan now. Would be interesting. Maybe CSK.
Or do they play Ishan down the other?
there's no value in Ishan down the order. I don't think, I mean, if you want to play Ishan down the order, there's no value in him. You need to have him at the power play overs. That is the most he will have impact. Otherwise, you're just wasting him down the order. There's no point having Ishan beyond that 6 overs point. And at 2 crores, they've got somebody, Rahmanullah Gurbaz. KKR have bought back Rahmanullah Gurbaz at 2 crores.
They are behind having a second keeper. They have got a second keeper now. They want 2 keepers. They wanted 2 keepers. Phil Salt didn't come their way, but finally Rahmanullah Gurbaz did. Ishan Kishan is officially here. 2 crore base price for Ishan Kishan, and this would be very interesting. I've been waiting for Ishan to come up.
Let's take a quick poll then. Jamie, Ishan Kishan price and team.
I don't know which team, but I don't see it being more than 6-7 crores.
Wow. Enough?
Around 10 crores minimum. A team, obviously, I can't guess here. There are 10 teams. Certainly not MI. Or
Certainly
is it
not
MI? They were showing MI, so I just got confused.
But for me, I think GT, they'll go hard for Ishan Kishan. And maybe at 15-16 they'll go. Sudat has joined us back, and Sudat, some happy news. Phil Salt at 11.25 crores for RCB. So the opening slot is set. Virat Kohli and Phil Salt to open. What are your thoughts on this particular buy, Phil Salt?
I think it's an excellent buy. I think at 11.5 crores, I'm happy. Because I think I was expecting, Phil Salt to go higher, to be honest, because he's that explosive of a player. But I think we have seen our, fair share of breaking the bank today. So I think 11.5 crores is a really good buy. I think RCB, even though they've been inactive this whole auction, I think their buys have been really good. The 2 buys, Livingston at 8.5 CR is excellent, and at 11.5 Salt, I am happy with Phil Salt any day. So I am still, a little bamboozled by the strategy. At least their buys have not been, not to be too harsh, stupid. So they have been really good buys. I think Phil Salt at 11.5 CR is a really good buy.
Good buy.
I think the opening combination is sorted. They'll just be looking perhaps at a backup, an Indian backup. I think they could go for someone like Devdutt Padikkal towards the end for an Indian backup.
Yeah, maybe Devdutt Padikkal at accelerated auction might come back for sure. Yeah. And also, I mean, not just Sudat, I think Harbhajan Singh is also very happy with the buy. He has just tweeted, Phil Salt, Swad ke anusar paisa mila, well done. Of course, I mean, that kind of money you definitely deserved. Phil Salt, the kind of performances that he had put in and the kind of interest you saw during the bidding process for Phil Salt. Quite very good for Phil Salt and a very good buy for RCB there. And up on the bidding table is Ishan Kishan, and the bid has already started with him at 2 crores. Will be very interesting to see who eventually ends up with. And so that if you are still there, I just want to take you away from the RCB misery and maybe give us a prediction about Ishan Kishan. Where do you think he is heading, and what is the price tag that you're looking at him for him?
I think I agree with Jamie in this regard. I don't see him going beyond 7 crores. Again, consistency is a problem with him. I don't see him going beyond 6 to 7 crores. Any team that gets him at around 5 to 6 crores, I think it's a value buy. And again, the problem is I don't want any team to buy him and play him at a different slot. I think this is the same problem. Even though he has played for India at 5 and other slots as well, I think he's best utilized to go all guns blazing at the top and just utilize the power plays to his best of his abilities. So I think any team that would purchase him would eventually buy him for 6 to 7 crores. I don't see him going beyond that.
He's already up to 5.5 crore, and there's a fight going on. Earlier it started with Mumbai Indians and Punjab Kings. Now Mumbai is out of the way. It's Punjab Kings and Delhi Capitals as of now who are fighting for Ishan Kishan. And as of now, 6 crore, he has reached the 6 crore mark. We'll have to wait and see where does he go. Mumbai is officially out of the race. It's Punjab versus Delhi that's going on. We'll have to wait and see. Ishan Kishan, a great talent, an opener, a wicket keeper, and as he is slowly is moving towards the 7 crore mark, which we guys have been discussing. 6.25 crore as of now. Delhi again goes for him. We'll have to wait and see if Punjab is still interested.
Punjab could be interested in Ishan Kishan. Again, that's why I'll tell you. I mean, the kind of stats that he has, Ishan Kishan, I think apart from a Nicholas Puran, he's had the impact at power play like none other. After that, okay, I do consider the fact that after that not much, but the kind of impact that you need. And I look back at the template that SRH followed with Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, two explosive openers, the kind of impact that they created. For me, in my mind, the kind of impact that Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma made, I think only Ishan Kishan can give you that kind of an impact in the top first 6 overs, not even Josh Butler to my mind. So that is where I see the value of an Ishan Kishan, and quite surprised by what Sudat and Jamie has been predicting, in the sense that not beyond 7 crore, 8 crore. I see that kind of value, that Abhishek Sharma is kind of value in Ishan Kishan. It's just about the team that they are looking at. Maybe, I don't know, DC, Punjab Kings. It'll be interesting to see how the bid pans out for them.
Yeah, it's
Well, he's gone to
8.25 crore
crores.
as of now. And as I said, DC, Punjab, they are fighting it out for Ishan Kishan. Do you think Mumbai, they have retained 5 players, they should have gone for Ishan Kishan as their 6th retention? Or would it have been too much thinking you already
I don't think they would have been able to do that. They need to have one uncapped player in that retention list, right? So if they had, they chose Surya Kumar Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, Rohit Sharma, Tilak Verma. That's 5 uncapped players, cap players gone, and they just had one more for the
And they
uncapped.
tried having Ishan back, but that didn't work.
That
So
didn't work.
unfortunately-
So there was no way that they could do. And the moment, I think for me, Mumbai Indians, the moment they thought of letting go of Tilak Verma, letting go of Ishan Kishan over Tilak Verma, the writing was on the wall. They were not really interested in Ishan Kishan. And again, whatever history that we have seen about Ishan Kishan the last 1 year or so, that probably may not have worked in his favor as well. And Mumbai were pretty much set in what they thought would be the ideal price. And for me, Mumbai, they'll probably go for a Jitesh Sharma. That's the
very high
player
chance.
that they are looking for. Down the order finisher, wicket-keeper finisher. Maybe Jitesh Sharma is what they're
he
looking
can
at,
pull
not
that
looking
off.
at
He can
somebody
pull that off.
at the top of the
Yeah.
order. But
as
it'll be
of now,
interesting to see.
Ishan Kishan, he has already reached 9.5 crore. The fight is still between Mumbai and Delhi and Punjab. The fight is still between Delhi and Punjab. 9.5 crore. I would fancy Ishan Kishan at the Arun Jaitley Stadium on that surface. I mean, I can already see.
Ishan Kishan at the Arun Jaitley Stadium.
See, Ishan Kishan, after the power play, he becomes a liability. His dot ball count is just too high. So if he doesn't give you that start, and then you're facing 3 different spinners, dikkat hai. Again, he's an outrageous talent, but I just don't think he's justified his talent. So he's gone to 9.75. He's crossed 10 now. Good for him. But again, as you mentioned, Vineet, he has to deliver in the power play. Post the power play, I don't think he's got 100 in the IPL. I think his highest is
99.
84.
99
against RCB.
Okay. Well, okay. So he got there. But again, his main job is to give you 50s and 60s. Because I think had he been a better talent, he would have got a lot more 70s, 80s, 90s. But unfortunately, if you look at the stats, he doesn't always cash in post the power play. But he's still getting big bucks. So I think teams will value him.
And as of now, 10.25 crore for Ishan Kishan. The bid is still on. The fight, I think it's a long fight. Both the teams are trying their best. Punjab Kings, Delhi Capitals. Punjab I asked for some time. They want to think, they are thinking. I think it's still with Delhi with 10.
I think I think this is going to be now at that 10.10. Whenever any bid goes beyond that 10 crore, I think the deliberation will start. Is it value for money to add on more to it? 11, 12, 13 or 14, anything. Delhi Capitals with a good tweet. Chota packet, bada bidding war. Chota packet to definitely hai Ishan Kishan, and he can definitely have that bidding wars. In fact, of my top 5 buys, Ishan Kishan was there at number 4, which I think could very well be, I don't know, but 10 ke baad to mushkil hi lag raha hai, but maybe that could be one of the reasons. But let's talk a bit further about the others here. Jitesh Sharma we have talked about. Jamie, your thoughts on Jitesh? Got an India cap, played very well for Punjab Kings, but somehow abhi, you seem like he's lost out on that cue to Sanju Samson, to others. Jitesh Sharma needs a very good season. More importantly, he needs a team that can utilize him the way Punjab Kings did.
Yeah, he also bats in a very, very high risk, low reward situation. He's batting at 6. He's a finisher. So as I said in the whole build-up to the T20 World Cup,
I think
he's
we are
one of
having some audio issues, Jamie, some audio issues. But on the other hand, we have the news. SRH has finally got Ishan Kishan at 11.25 crores. We were talking about SRH and I was talking about the template of Abhishek Sharma. Travis said, where in the hell are you going to fit in an Ishan Kishan in that playing 11?
I can see a 300, that breaking.
But
that
where are
mark.
you going to fit him in?
I have no idea.
Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head, Heinrich Klaasen. My God.
I swear to God, in WWE we used to see that interference. Out of nowhere, SRH came in between and said, Delhi and Punjab, wait, we are getting him.
SRH at 11.25 crores.
What
Jamie
a
Ishan
batting lineup.
Kishan.
Oh my God.
Is he actually not going to play in the power play? And as Kanav mentioned, as a late order enforcer, better
don't
than a
know.
Heinrich
Look,
Klaasen?
I mean, his career
I think we are
started.
still getting issues with Jamie's audio. Jamie will definitely get back to you on this. Kind of your thoughts. I mean, where do you see that?
I am confused. I am also scared because SRH is a gun team. They were already a very strong team.
But you need to.
He'll play at number 4, number 5. There's no point. There's Abhishek Sharma, there's Travis Head. You are in no way you are opening. In no way you are opening in a team where there's Travis Head and there's Abhishek Sharma and then there's an Henrik Klaasen. Maybe you bat at number 4. The earliest he can come is number 4, or Klaasen can say, okay, I'll bat number 4. He bats number 4 only. Ishan Kishan maybe one down. That's the least they
That's
can.
the least they can do
that's
with
the least
Ishan
they can
Kishan at
do.
number 3. Would be very interesting, and for viewers also quite interesting. Do let us know in the comment section where do you think Ishan Kishan will bat for SRH if he makes the 11. He has to make the 11.
Absolutely.
11.25 crores.
They
He has
already
to
had
make the
Klaasen
11.
as a keeper, so they didn't need a keeper
They
as
did
such.
not need a keeper. Wow. They're not, or maybe they're gonna let the keeping duties go to Ishan Kishan and
They
Klaasen
played-
with that 23 crore price tag be the luxury of
They played
having the batting.
paid 23 crore to Klaasen. I will ask him to keep twice in every match.
Wow, right.
I mean,
And
that's-
Jitesh Sharma, the bid for Jitesh Sharma is on at 5 crores right now. And we'll bring in our reporters as well. Tauz Rizvi from Mumbai. But Jitesh Sharma at 5 crores, DC is very much interested. I don't see any interest from Mumbai
RCB?
so far. RCB is also going for
RCB
Jitesh
also.
Sharma.
They have a Phil Salt.
They do have a Phil Salt, but as a finisher commodity it will be Ren.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, we'll have to wait. And Jitesh Sharma as a finisher in RCB, it's a good choice. He's a great talent as we.
Sudat is there with us. Sudat, couple of things. Ishan Kishan at 11.25 to SRH. Already a gun lineup. You have another explosive player there. How do you fit in an Ishan Kishan there? And secondly, Jitesh Sharma. RCB showing interest in Jitesh Sharma currently.
I have no idea why SRH bought QDK. I mean, I don't know. Are they planning to rest Travis Head for the half of the season and switch him with QDK? I don't know, because it makes absolutely no sense. As pointed out, it makes no sense to play him anywhere below 4. And I don't know. And I think he would be too expensive a backup for Travis Head. Again, 11.75 CR. I mean, that's an excellent paycheck for him. But honestly, this really confuses me. I have no idea what the SRH management is thinking at this point. But again, RCB, I think as I see now, they're going for Jitesh Sharma. I think that's an excellent bid. If they get him under 10 CR, excellent. I think that would be really good. I wouldn't mind going as far as at least say 13 CR for Jitesh Sharma. I think he's a really, really good talent, an excellent finisher. And if they give him that clarity of role and just say, play those death overs and ensure that we get those 50-60 runs in those death overs, I think he's an excellent buy. I'm hoping we get him under 10 CR, but I wouldn't bother too much about it given the fact that we have barely spent this auction. So I think Jitesh Sharma is an excellent buy. He would definitely fit into that finisher's role. He could perhaps play in the role DK played for us, what Dinesh Karthik played that role for us. I think he can definitely replace Dinesh Karthik in that regard and definitely be the keeping option for us. I'm hoping we get him. This is a good buy. I'm happy that RCB is finally getting up in this stage of the auction. It's clear that they are looking for good wicket-keeper batsmen, good explosive finishers and possibly good fast bowlers towards the end.
Sudhir, you're spot on when you say that they're looking for that replacement for DK there as a wicketkeeper finisher there. Jitesh Sharma definitely fits in that role, and DK would also be part of that think tank as well. So
Punjab
quite
is
interesting.
contemplating the RTM card. They are contemplating
Most
the RTM
RTM,
card.
yeah, Punjab has the most RTMs and they can
Yeah,
definitely do that.
I
And
think
they
they
have
are using
enabled the
RTM.
RTM on Jitesh Sharma, spoiling their plans for RCB once again, it seems. And RCB will have to come up with a very big.
RCB barely has a plan, and whenever
They'll have to come up with a very big bid now. I mean, it can't be 2-3 crore jump. It has to be a 5-6-7 crore jump if you want to get Jitesh.
I think
Otherwise,
they'll go till maximum till 11.
11 crores.
Not more
It'll be
than
very
that.
difficult for RCB to get Jitesh Sharma at 11 because Punjab would most likely will take up the RTM.
Yeah. What is the price that they have asked for?
11 crores. 4 crore
11
jump,
crore.
4 crore
Yep.
jump by RCB, and it will be interesting to see if Punjab Kings
No,
matches
no,
that.
no.
Finally, yes, so the good news for you. Jitesh Sharma to RCB at 11 crores.
We RCB fans, we hit this.
So interesting, they have now Phil Salt and they have Jitesh Sharma, two keepers, opener at the top, and you have a finisher down at the bottom, lower order.
Yeah, something that they would love, because they had Dinesh Karthik, as we have discussed. He did a good job for them. But Jamie is here with us. Jamie, Jitesh Sharma to RCB 11 crore. Punjab tried the RTM card. RCB took it from 7 to 11 crore. Punjab backed out. Your thoughts on this?
Again, like I was saying before the audio glitch came, he bats in a high risk, low reward place. That is a finisher, and that's why to my mind he was always going to struggle to compete with the Samson, because Samson got a specialized role. RCB need a finisher. I think they've gone through so many finishers to the extent of being finished. I hope they back Jitesh Sharma to bat in that specific zone, because we've seen, again, he's not always going to do great things, but if he gets you 25 off 11, 12 balls, and I think his strike rate consistently has been in that 175, 180 range, which is golden. They had that great 1 year with Dinesh Karthik. If Jitesh Sharma can slot in for the next 3 years and do that Karthik role, you RCB fans might actually have something else to smile about, Kanav.
We really do get those opportunities, but a finisher would love a stadium like Chinnaswamy. I mean, it's a paradise for all the finishers out there. We have a Josh Hazelwood, the bowlers.
And before we go to the bowlers, Jitesh Sharma, it's very important for him also, as I mentioned. It's not just about him, how the team uses him as well, in the scheme of things, for him personally as well. And RCB really fits into that mold really well. And he'll be playing half of his game at Chinnaswamy as a finisher. It's a paradise, as I think Jamie and you had mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a Josh Hazelwood now. The bowlers, the group has started for the bowlers. It's KKR and LSG who are fighting for Josh Hazelwood. The bid is up till 6 crore already. It's growing fast, 6.25 crore. And Josh Hazelwood as a T20 bowler, your thoughts on this?
Not many thoughts. I don't consider him as a T20 bowler, to be honest. But look, again, with Chennai Super Kings, he did manage some success. But for me, Josh Hazelwood in a T20 setup, 4 overs, I'm not really sure. And quite interesting. I mean, I am at loss of words that he's gone up to 7.5 crores.
Yeah.
I thought at the max 2-3 crores somebody would have a bid, but
KKR
I think
going.
it is KKR going for Josh
They'll have to have an
Hazelwood at
Australian bowler.
7.75.
Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark, now Hazelwood. They want to complete a trio, but I think they have backed out. KKR has backed out. But Jamie, your thoughts on Josh Hazelwood,
Josh
the T20
Hazelwood
bowler?
valued at 7.75 crores. Wow.
He's worth it?
No, I don't think so. Look, we saw that he had that one great season with MS Dhoni, and 4 months later he won a T20 World Cup with Australia. But then you need to be under Dhoni's umbrella. You need to be
that's
under the
absolutely
same
right.
roof as him, right? Can he do the same?
RCB.
RCB?
RCB.
He played for RCB. He has played for RCB.
Former RCB guy, and they are picking him up. Most likely.
I think Kohli and Hazelwood are having a chat in Perth right now in the hotel. There's some chat going on there, I'm pretty sure. But I am not sold on this idea of Josh Hazelwood, the T20I bowler. Taus is here with us. Taus, we are discussing about Josh Hazelwood as we speak. He has reached the 10 crore mark. It's RCB fighting it out with LSG. Your thoughts on Josh Hazelwood, the T20 bowler? Are you convinced? Is he worth 10.5? Mumbai Indians
coming
out
in.
of nowhere with
Mumbai
the budget
coming
they
in
have,
with
they are coming in
10
with.
crores for Josh Hazelwood.
It's
They are
shocking.
looking for a reliable
Well, I think
bowler
it's a
there.
perfect opportunity to throw it to Taus. Mumbai is in. Taus, Josh Hazelwood, T20 bowler. Your thoughts?
Definitely, yeah. Josh Hazelwood is something exciting. I mean, he's a test bowler. I haven't seen him much in T20 cricket. Has he done wonders? I don't know what is Mumbai looking at Josh Hazelwood, how they are looking at, he's like a Glenn McGrath kind of a bowler, somebody who pitches it right, with the new ball, pitches it with good length, and he's got all the experience. He's been a hit in Test cricket. T20 cricket, he hasn't played much, or maybe in IPL he hasn't played. He hasn't done he's in like a Mitchell Stark. So I'm a bit surprised with Mumbai Indians throwing their hat in the ring for Josh Hazelwood. Is something exciting, and let's see what happens, because Bumrah needs a bowler, somebody, a partner who can be economical, who can be effective, who can pose a threat. In that way, Josh Hazelwood, if he at Wankhede on a wicket that helps seamers initially, new ball, I think they have a strategy in mind. But I'm yet to understand why is Mumbai going to. I mean, once they are there in the press conference, we will come to know exactly what is the idea behind Josh Hazelwood. But not going for the other Mitchell Stark or maybe other Josh Hazelwood being the target. This is something exciting. I cannot come to the conclusion right now with Josh Hazelwood, but it's exciting.
RCB, I think Josh Hazelwood sold to RCB. RCB making some moves here, but then again, I really don't.
12 crores.
12 crores.
Bengaluru.
RCB has shelled out for Josh Hazelwood. Is it going to be one of those buys that they are going to rue? Jamie?
Look, he's an IPL winner and a T20 winner, Josh Hazelwood, in the span of 6 months, right?
Yeah.
But that's the Australian setup and that's the CSK setup. What is RCB going to do? The RCB had him and didn't have a clue what to do. So there's tremendous value in him, but 12 crores I think is about 4 crores too many. And going to RCB, who've tried him, I don't know.
I would have rather preferred RCB going for a Trent Bolt over Josh Hazelwood. He would have given you way more than what Hazelwood had. But we have Sudat with us. Sudat, your thoughts on Josh Hazelwood going to RCB? Are you
12 crores,
convinced?
that
Are you
too.
happy? That too in 12 crores.
I think this is perhaps the poorest buy so far comparatively. I definitely don't see a value in buying someone like Josh Hazelwood for 12.5 CR. I agree with Jamie in this regard. I think it's at least 4 to 5 crores a bit too much for Josh Hazelwood. Actually, the one season he did play for us, I have seen a few games where he actually was bowling really well. He was economical, he was getting those wickets. RCB did use him fairly well, but once again, I remember that he also had one really bad game when we actually needed, him to step up. So again, he did bowl well for RCB, but I'm not sure 12.5 crores is the ideal amount RCB would want. How well he would bowl at the Chinnaswamy, again, it remains to be seen. He's a really, a proper test match line and length bowler, and with the shots that we see in today's day and age, with the impact player rule, players hardly refuse to play any of the innovative shots that you see. So can he innovate to that extent? I did see him, develop a bit of a good slow ball during the World Cup and the IPL that he won with CSK. So I guess he has developed a few skills over the years to up his T20 game. But is he really worth it at 12.5 crores? I'm not entirely sure. But at least I'm happy they got a